Bez looks up and keeps it real. I have heard enough about you to know you aren't going to hurt me. Kingston just scoffs. Kingston gets back to the point. He actually sounds impressed for once. I heard you have got 0 powers, kid. Yet you still climb to the very top. That is actually pretty wild. Bez doesn't care about the ego boost. He just wants answers. Look, Kingston, it is just us now. I'm going to ask you straight. What is your endgame here? Bez stares him down, trying to see if he is being legit. He is not playing games. Kingston plays it cool. He looks away and asks, Hey, President, do you actually get how these superpowers evolve? Bez thinks it over. A glowing light bulb pops into his head, the wire inside burning bright with energy. For summoners, it is all about focus. The clearer you see the image, the more insane the power gets. Then there are the physical types. Once they hit puberty, they reach their absolute peak when their body is at its strongest. A soft breeze kicks up in the mountains, carrying the sound of Kingston's bored voice along with the leaves. You are half right and half wrong. Bez looks confused as hell. Kingston just starts breaking it down for him. Yeah, physical and power types usually get stronger as they grow up. But then he moves his hand, and this creepy black smoke drifts out. Kingston's voice turns ice cold. Training can break any limit. Bez is floored. The wind in the trees starts howling. Kingston keeps going. Aren't you curious? He thinks about a terrifying red beast with enough power to control the weather. Imagine someone maxing out their powers and their physical body at the same time. What would happen then? Bez realizes how dangerous that is. If that happened, the government would lose all control over them. Kingston smirks down from his rock. Hey, President, maybe you should ask Cang Yu about that. Don't look at me. I am not the one with the answers. I just want to see how far a human can actually go. Bez is stunned. Kingston's voice softens as the memory starts to fade away. Bez is back at his desk. He spins his chair around to face the person sitting across from him. You really want to put a new guy into equality? He looks at Lhasa and tells her he is surprised. Normally, this stuff needs a vote, but Lhasa insists this kid is worth it. Bez pushes back. If you say so, he must be good. But can we actually trust him as a teammate? Lhasa doesn't blink. He is as reliable as his own raw power. She says she trusts him completely. It is a total echo of a conversation Bez had years ago. Back when he was talking to Kingston, Bez decided to bet everything on his own gut feeling. He didn't flinch. I believe in Cang Yu. Kingston's reaction was weirdly cryptic, leaving Bez totally confused. Kingston just smiles. Well then, I guess you have your answer. It is a fake laugh, like protesting wouldn't change anything anyway. Back in the office, Bez lets out a long sigh. Finally, BZ stands up, hands on the desk like a huge weight just dropped off his shoulders. The big call is made. Time to catch a breath before the next storm. Suddenly, a weird noise kills the vibe. The secretary peeks her head in, looking totally terrified, and timidly whispers for the big boss. She steps in all serious after he nods. Sir, word on the street is the Hero Association is picking a whole new president. Bez leans in, actually looking hyped for once. He gestures for her to keep going. Huh? The secretary gulps and keeps talking. She stammers before dropping the real bombshell. Authority just threw his hat in the ring to run against the Hero Association president. Bez is not feeling this at all. His face is a whole mood, pure disappointment, total boredom, and a lot of confusion. Kingston shows up with that smug, satisfied grin. Looks like Bez finally caved and accepted Kingston's demands. This mess is strictly for the high-level suits at the World Government Summit. Just a few powerful players in a fancy, quiet room. Everything is kept on the down low. At that massive, imposing skyscraper, the election for the Hero Association president is finally getting underway under the government's super strict supervision. The city stays lit all night, but now it is absolutely buzzing. Registration lasts 3 days, followed by 3 public debates. But inside the hall, the vibe is pure, heavy stress. For 2 weeks, the big red tracking circles will show who is winning the public vote for the Hero Association. The max security prison never sleeps, but it is serving up a major headache for everyone right now. Here is the catch: the new term is 4 years max. However, If someone fixes that massive Lucillus Prison break, the job ends right then and there. Underneath the city's chill, peaceful exterior, some real shady schemes are definitely starting to cook. Technically, anyone can run for office. But if every random person joins the race, it is going to be total chaos. Right now, the headquarters of every major power around the globe are more critical than they have ever been before. Because of that, only the guys backed by regional hero representatives actually get to run for the spot. Authority with his Sirius clock logo and Lipers with the rabbit and carrot symbols are officially two separate factions. Registration is open, and Authority and Lipers have both officially declared their runs. In the conference room, Mute, the purple-haired psychic, grabs the mic to kick off the show. "What's up, Hero Association? I'm Mute, and I will be your host tonight." She is running the whole election today. Under the eyes of all these big shots, Mute breaks down the voting rules and tells everyone the candidates are ready to give their big speeches. She looks over at Authority, who is already on the stage. "First up, let's hear from our candidate, Authority." He stares down the heroes and says, "I am going to keep this short and sweet." Authority clicks his remote, and a huge LED screen blazes to life. "Take a look," he says. On the screen are crystal-clear shots of the dangerous thugs locked up in Lucillus Prison. Authority snaps, "Because you losers chased your high ideals, these monsters are out on the streets." He glares at the heroes below and yells, "So, what are you actually gonna do about it? Catch them, lock them up, and then let them go again?" Authority scowls, clearly fed up with the whole system. "I really hope you won't make that same stupid mistake a second time," he growls. Next up is Lee. She takes the stage with a serious look, ready to drop some cold, hard facts to defend her side. While Authority was in charge, he basically let heroes get away with slaughtering innocent civilians. Lipos thinks back to guys like Chloe, and her voice gets even steadier. She claims heroes have probably killed just as many civilians as the actual villains have. She thinks about how evil SK is and knows this is serious. "I realize the current situation is absolutely critical right now. Some lunatic is preaching eugenics and threatening humanity, but Authority is basically acting just as crazy as him." Lipos looks at the crowd below and keeps pleading with them. He puts a price on human lives and uses justice as an excuse to sacrifice the few. She closes her eyes in pain. "Listen, everyone is equal. Never forget the hero's mission that Lao Tzu always talked about. Liper's rabbit symbol and Authority's clock are complete and total opposites. Here is how both candidates are planning to win this thing. In the skyscraper-filled city, they are locking down their support bases. All across the continent, both are busy trying to recruit regional hero reps to their side. The clock icon flashes on screen. These are the heroes backing Authority. There is the North American veteran Angunar Su and an old Indian pro named Ader. Then the rabbit badge shows the heroes backing Lip's European team. There is a masked girl from Oceania, plus reps from China and Myanmar, and that guy from the Middle East, Cafe Ga. Plus Hassan from South America and Inigo from Africa are right there in the middle of the city. Once both candidates shored up their support, they started popping up on every front page with some seriously wild and catchy headlines. Lipers and Authority are both grinding, using every trick to win over the public until the very last day of the race. Dirty tactics and low blows. That is the vibe. As the clock strikes midnight on registration day, the announcer grabs the mic, eyes glued to the glowing LED board. "All right, registration is officially closed." Next up on the screen, 3 rounds of brutal, high-stakes public debates. Suddenly, she freezes in her tracks. Glancing at the screens surrounding her and the other candidates, she lets out a shocked gasp. "Say what?" She announces a wild card candidate who just signed up. Both Authority and Lipers are losing their minds, frantically scrolling through the data. Then, a loud throat clear echoes through the entire hall. "Ahem, ahem." A total stranger starts speaking. "Greetings to all the big shots in the Hero Association." A young girl stands on the podium, playing it cool. "Name is Medius," she says. Her voice sounds sweet, but her eyes scream trouble and triumph. She drops the bomb. "I am just a middle school student." Liper's jaw hits the floor. No way this is real. What is the deal here? Authority says nothing, but his face is pure disgust and total condescension. He finally snaps after a long, awkward pause. What the hell is this? Medius's grand entrance kills the mood instantly. Everyone is paralyzed in this awkward silence. But Medius? She is just standing there, oozing pure confidence and making everyone look like an amateur. She totally saw this coming. Her presence is driving Authority absolutely insane. He starts barking immediately. What kind of circus is this? Do they think electing a Hero Association president is like picking a high school class leader? Look, only heavy hitters backed by the hero sectors are supposed to be on this ballot. Exactly. The crowd is ready to grab the pitchforks and riot. Suddenly, a deep voice cuts through the noise. She has my support. It is Kafega, the powerhouse hero representing the Middle East. Kafega's reveal sends shockwaves through the room. Authority and Leipers look like they have seen a ghost. Wait, what? Leipers is reeling. One of her biggest allies just switched sides. Master Kafega, you were on my team. Kafega does not even blink. He calmly replies, I have moved on. Seems like his mind is made up for good. His eyes are dead serious. I am rolling with Medius now. Medius smirks like she already won. She is looking through everyone like they are glass. Just like that, the entire game has flipped. This girl is a total disruptor here to wreck the board. Candidate number 1 is L. Between the first two candidates, things were looking pretty standard and boring. Candidate number 2 is Authority. But the real chaos starts with candidate number 3, the one and only Medius. The lineup is locked. News outlets are already blasting the headline everywhere. It is the only thing people are talking about online. Authority is fuming because Medius is hogging all the media attention. Every single article is about this schoolgirl. It is a total viral frenzy. The news is spreading fast, and the comment sections are exploding. But plenty of trolls are attacking Kafega, claiming this election is not some middle school playground game. Did we check her background yet? Authority moves fast. He needs some serious dirt on Medius. But her files are basically a black hole. She is just a normal student with zero special history. Authority starts spinning 1,000 wild theories about who she actually works for. Is she a super-powered hidden talent? His secretary is sweating, completely lost in the confusion. We do not know. Maybe it is some kind of mental manipulation? The room goes dead silent as Authority processes the mystery. Over here, Leapers is looking salty. She is getting right in Kafega's face. Kafega, you better start explaining. Kafega stays cool as a cucumber, totally unfazed by her interrogation. Go ahead, ask. Leipers thinks he is just being impulsive, like he made a snap judgment without actually using his brain. Do you even know this girl? You cannot let your personal feelings mess with something this huge, right? Nope, never met her before in my life. Wait, what? Kafega starts replaying the moment he decided to flip. A few days ago, before heading into the office, he ran into her. Right there, in my private office, she was chilling in my chair. At first, Kafega was ready for war. He was scowling. I thought she was a villain sent to take me out, and I was ready to drop her. But his anger did not last long. It just sort of melted away once she started talking. But after talking with her, Kafega's memory feels like total static. He cannot recall any specific details. Did they speak 10 times? 100 times? No, it felt like countless times. Her words were like some kind of hypnotic magic. Kafega just got sucked in and started nodding along. I felt like I had known her for years. And then, out of nowhere, I just knew. I had to back her up. Kafega's weird, rambling story leaves Leipers totally confused. She is giving him a look of pure disbelief. Lepus couldn't let Kafora drown in nostalgia. He spoke up. Excuse me, sir. Of course? Sure. Go right ahead. Lepus quickly reached out, activating his special superpower on Kafora. Lepus used his power to summon 2 giant bunnies with medical icons behind Korra. They popped up quietly. Just as he thought, Lepus could not find anything weird or out of the ordinary. She was totally stunned. Zero signs of hypnosis or anyone trying to manipulate her mind. But what is the deal here? With no shady evidence, Lepus just tried using logic to convince Kafora. Making a huge decision like this based on a whim, Kafora immediately cut her off. This is not just a feeling. Leapers, how many times do I have to tell you? Kafora's eyes lit up like a devout believer staring at God. That look of pure loyalty and absolute faith. I truly believe she has to become the association president. With Kafora being this dead set on it, what else could Lipers even say? Any advice was totally useless now. Medius is still a massive wild card in this election race. This mysterious character just showed up out of nowhere. What does her arrival actually mean for the future of humanity? That is a tough one to answer. It is more than just a mystery, but maybe not a threat. The ones caught in the crossfire are authority and Lippers, but they have way more important things to worry about. They still had questions, but decided this would not ruin things, so they just focused on each other. Neither of them saw Medius as a real rival. They were only busy competing with each other. The big debate day finally arrived. The debate kicked off with the host's sweet voice. Mute waved to the crowd. Hello to our wonderful audience. I am Mute, your host for today's debate. Before we start, let me break down the rules for everyone. First, let's talk timing. Mute started the explanation. Each of our candidates will have exactly 10 minutes to give their opening speech. Everyone has been assigned a number for this debate. We will go in order based on your candidate number. These guys aren't just here to talk. They need to prepare some really tough questions. During their 10 minutes, they can explain their platform or grill their opponents with whatever they have got. Timing is still going to play a huge role during this questioning phase. The time used for an answer comes out of the asker's clock, so they can interrupt if things get boring. The rebuttal system is actually a pretty cool feature too. While an opponent is speaking, each candidate is allowed to jump in with a rebuttal exactly 2 times. She flashed a huge grin, breezing through every single rule from start to finish. Each rebuttal will take exactly 1 minute. Now, let the games begin. It is finally time to start the big debate. The candidates quickly introduce themselves to the public. Candidate number 1, Lippus. Hello, I am Lippus, a student of Mago and a proud member of the Equality Group. Next up is Authority. Candidate number 2, Authority. It is a real pleasure to meet you all. I am Authority, the former second president of the Hero Association. And finally, we have a brand new face entering this race. Candidate number 3, Medius. Making my debut today. I am Medius. The debate kicked off right after the intros. It was candidate number 1's turn to speak. As the acting leader, Lepus really knew exactly how to work the room and lead his speech. We have all lived through way too many wars. Her speech started by digging into the root causes of our current messy situation. Since powers emerged centuries ago, global wars have been breaking out constantly. Then she traced how these conflicts evolved over time. Even after the world government unified everything, we still faced endless civil wars everywhere. Those conflicts changed shape, but they never actually went away. Once the Hero Association was born, society just split again between heroes and the villains. War seemed like an inevitable part of every single era. Lepus emphasized how we are drowning in this scary cycle. We have spent most of our time living through societal collapse. After talking about the bitterness of conflict, Lepus praised the legends who came before us. Thanks to the hard work of Mago and others, our new social foundation was finally rebuilt. Spoken like a true student of Mago, she was firm, claiming society is finally working right. Lepus basically implied that authority is trying to trash everything the old-school heroes worked so hard to build. Just think back to the dark days when authority was in charge. Back then, heroes were just lawless thugs with no consistent beliefs. They were out there recklessly slaughtering both villains and innocent civilians alike without a single care in the world. This whole speech was clearly a direct hit on authority meant to totally take him down. If authority becomes president, history will repeat itself and our fragile society will totally crumble. Lepus was really on a roll until authority suddenly cut her off and jumped into the conversation. Society is already collapsing anyway. Authority was not about to just sit there and take hits, so he made his move. Authority demanded his 1-minute rebuttal. Are you seriously blind to what is actually happening right now? This old geezer has been around the block, and his debating skills are straight-up elite level. Why is my tearful sacrifice called a massacre, while you people call sacrificing an entire society for criminals moral? It makes no sense to me. Authority starts his logic bomb. Every word he spits actually sounds pretty legit. You have to understand that this world cannot reach its high goals without some serious sacrifice. It is totally unavoidable. Even though it is currently Liper's turn, Authority rebuttal is winning the crowd over. We have to make sure those sacrifices were not for nothing. Every single seed of crime must be totally wiped out. Authority talks like he owns the place. Look at this. It is because we let crime linger that we are in this mess. Lippus smells something fishy. This old man is totally cheating. Hold up, Authority. The 1 minute is not even up yet. He is using his superpower on the clock just to talk over his time. Get your hand off that clock right now. Since when is a minute that long? No wonder Authority has been yapping forever. He just smirks with that punchable face. What are you talking about? Lippus is getting seriously triggered now. She snaps if you do not move your hand. M interrupts her. Enough already. M shuts Lippus up instantly. Using his superpower, M mutes Leapers and reminds everyone of the actual rules here. Lippus, you can only speak once your opponent time is officially up. Mute powers are no joke. Authority gets a warning too, but the old guy is stubborn and just shrugs it off. Stop using your powers. This fight is turning into a total clash between Lipers and Authority. They are both fighting for their image. Their moves totally make sense. They are aggressively defending their views for the election. Public image is literally everything here. It is basically a semi-war zone. Authority and Lipers are trying to look like strong leaders. They keep arguing back and forth. Lippus looks super tense while they both keep shouting and attacking. Authority is just as mad. Instead of talking about their plans, both candidates are just focused on roasting each other. The debate is pure chaos. Authority starts acting suspicious and acts like Lipers is beneath him. Something is definitely not right here. A girl who cannot even handle one villain? How can she handle this mess? Are you saying you are stronger than Lausa? Lipers has way less experience and street smarts than Authority. She is honestly out of her league here. Her master shadow is huge. It is a miracle she is even running. To the public, she is just Mago student who still has a lot of learning to do. Her looks are actually a disadvantage when it comes to winning over the voters. That rabbit look makes everyone think she is weak. Authority silently watches her like a hawk. His next target is Medius. If he crushes that wild card, the debate ends his way. Medius finally steps up as the crowd starts siding with Authority. She is not nervous at all. Medius starts her turn by doing something totally unexpected, complimenting her rivals. Authority turned the Hero Association into a global empire with his insane drive and leadership. Lippus gets some praise too. Lippus carries Lao Sa legacy with strong faith. Her rivals are left scratching their heads in confusion. Then she drops a bombshell. She wants to combine both their strengths to fix the current situation. Authority cuts her off immediately. My platform is not for kids, little girl. He keeps mocking her. This is not a student council election, so go back to your homework. This debate is not for policy talk. This old guy is so rude. He keeps roasting Medius, asking if she failed school and came here to judge others. He keeps yapping until M stops him. Authority, your time is up. Medius says she will share her time. Authority keeps acting tough. So talk then, kid. What do you actually want to say to me? Medius looks totally unbothered. She simply says, I am a superpower user. She spills her secrets. I grew up in the academy Lao Sa built, so you have no idea what my power is. Oh really? What kind of special power does this kid have? Medius isn't about to waste breath on all of Authority's petty demands. I don't owe you any explanations. Authority keeps barking like a dog with a bone. Listen kid, you talk or get out. To lead the guild, you need actual talent. Authority starts laying down the law to shut Medius up. No hero in this guild is going to follow a leader who can't back it up. So Medius just throws down the gauntlet, her eyes glowing with total confidence and a massive side of arrogance. Name the place, old man. Let's settle this face to face as soon as humanly possible. Authority is speechless. The man is completely stunned. Wait, come again? This debate is streaming live everywhere. So obviously Medius throwing shade and catching hands goes viral in 2 seconds flat. Salarymen on their lunch break are so shocked they literally forgot to eat. Everyone and their mother is glued to the screen watching Medius right now. It is packed everywhere, with 9 people to every square meter staring at phones. The challenge is even lighting up billboards on every skyscraper. Well, authority? The man looks like he's seen a ghost. His jaw is literally on the floor right now. Not giving him a second to breathe, Medius dives straight into the details. She's ready to set up the match. How about mixed martial arts with full power usage? Authority is still standing there like a statue. He knows he's caught between a rock and a hard place. The guy is totally frozen. Medius's challenge has him completely stuck in his tracks. A total curveball of a challenge. Every single dirty trick Authority had up his sleeve just got shut down instantly. No matter how tough he tries to act, getting hit with a reply like that has Authority looking seriously flustered. Authority kept calling her a little kid, but now that trash talk is blowing up right in his face. Plus, his whole strategy of labeling her is turning into a trap that's locking him in a corner. Now, Authority is stuck with 2 bad choices. If he says yes, his image is going to take a massive hit. Since he called her a kid from the start, actually fighting her is going to look super weird and pathetic. No matter how he looks at it, he loses. And with his huge political standing, stepping into a literal ring is a massive risk for his career. He'd be dropping down to her level, which kills his prestige. If he goes this route, there are 2 ways this ends. Even if he wins, it's just a totally empty victory. Either way, his reputation is toast. But if he actually loses, that's the end of his whole political career. Right there. Medius is looking totally smug because everyone knows she just played a master move to corner him. But what if he just refuses the fight? That choice is actually way riskier. He'll get labeled as some old man who's scared of a teenage girl and a total coward. That decision would get him totally roasted. He'd just be another coward to the public. That big tough image he worked so hard to build? Total trash. This would absolutely destroy his reputation as a strong leader. Trapped in a corner, Authority is spiraling through a million thoughts. He's thinking at warp speed, trying to cook up a plan to survive this. Even veterans who have seen every debate are shocked by this move. Because no matter what he picks now, one thing is clear: Medius doesn't give a damn about anyone. Her mysterious powers and that smug face are making this game impossible for Authority. That girl's power. Authority goes dead silent for a while. That smug look he had during the debate with Lippus is completely gone now. What kind of crazy power is she actually hiding? Cut to a peaceful field with green grass and fresh air. Authority is just lying there, looking at the sky like he's totally relaxed. Doesn't everything feel a bit off lately? Huan Du-yang hears Authority's vague nonsense and is just left with a huge question mark. What do you mean? Authority just keeps dropping deep philosophy. I don't really get it, but whatever. It feels like we're just repeating ourselves constantly. Man, I'm always like this. How long is this whole thing gonna keep going? Authority just lets out a deep sigh, staring way off into the distance. Man, am I just getting old, or is something seriously wrong? Meanwhile, Medius isn't giving Authority any time to think. She asks him straight up why he isn't answering. Authority knows he needs a counterplan and he needs it fast. So Authority dodges the question and starts talking in circles. Typical kid, always letting her emotions drive her actions like this. Throwing down a challenge in the middle of a debate is totally irrational. I guess I'll have to drag this whole thing through the mud. He starts acting all mature again just to talk down to Medius. Look, kid, this debate isn't for playing games. But this old guy messed with the wrong person. Medius is in this to win. I am dead serious, Authority. Medius even starts throwing his own arguments back in his face to prove she's fit to lead the association. The most important thing here is raw strength, just like you said. The logic Authority just used to trash Lippus is exactly what has got him backed into a corner now. Back there with Lippus, you straight up said he is weaker than Lao Sa and totally untrustworthy. Am I right? Medius keeps pulling receipts from Hero headquarters back from when he was the big boss. Her sharp analysis doesn't have a single hole in it. You set those heroes against each other just to rank them, didn't you? Every word out of her mouth has authority totally frozen. Well then, why don't you try ranking me for a change? Medius is clearly out for blood now. If here is awkward, we can pick a spot after this debate. His stalling tactics are failing hard, and Medius is absolutely roasting him in front of everyone. Authority realizes he is in deep trouble. Dang, he just realized he is dealing with a total venomous snake. Medius reaches out like she is being friendly, but that smile of hers says something way more sinister. He never should have messed with her. She isn't like him because she has absolutely nothing to lose. Authority keeps dragging his feet, trying to buy more time. Fine, you have a point. He tries to keep talking, but suddenly not a single sound comes out of his throat. So first off, turns out that is Mute's superpower. Authority is literally silenced and cannot say a single word. Mute quickly signals that Authority has been rambling way past his time limit already. Mr. Authority, Medius is done letting you waste time, so please be quiet. Authority is completely blindsided, realizing he just lost all control of the situation. Was this brat just waiting to hear the answer she wanted before cutting my time short? Seeing Medius calculate every move so perfectly makes Authority start to panic. Seriously, what kind of superpower does she have to be this confident? Stuck on the defensive, every move Authority makes is working against him. He is debating whether he should play dirty, maybe a big, risky move could actually pay off. Go full speed. If I strike now, maybe nobody will even notice. While he is plotting, Authority suddenly freezes up. He is totally panicked because Medius is staring him down, watching every single little move he makes. Authority is completely shaken to his core. It is lucky he did not actually try to attack yet. Medius has these deep purple eyes that look like they are peering right into his soul. Her cold, emotionless face gives Authority chills, and his eyes go wide with terror. It seems like a million doubts are racing through Authority's head right now. After all that intense back and forth, Medius's official speech is finally about to kick off. The first round of this debate is wrapping up, and her big moment starts now. Medius starts off with a specific metaphor, painting a clear picture of all the current problems. After endless wars, our society is like a giant mess of tangled knots, filled with problems that nobody has fixed yet. There are so many issues that Medius sees it as a massive ball of yarn. And those knots? They were never meant to be untied. Then, the human connection to all those problems was suddenly and violently severed in a massive way. The person who cut everything off is a very familiar name. I am talking about none other than Authority himself. Still, Authority's solution didn't make the problems vanish. He never bothered cleaning up the severed knots, he just kept hacking away at them endlessly. Because of that, even the normal strings started getting cut. But there is another major player who deeply affected all these issues. The person who picked up those broken strings and tied them back together. I believe that person is Lao Sa. You have to admit, Medius's metaphor makes perfect sense. Lao Sa is the one healing this world, but the trouble is far from over. That is why the world is such a disaster right now. In those knots Lao Sa tied, some rotten pieces managed to sneak back in. This is exactly what is causing our current problems. Medius is probably looking at things just like the generation before her did. But we can't just leave things the way they are. She sees the mistakes of the past, but we cannot just go around cutting everything like before. Medius is speaking from the heart here, really hoping her words reach every single person in this massive crowd. We need to trim things carefully so we don't damage the healthy strings, and then we have to tie them back together with real care. Medius represents a perfect harmony, leading a group that respects the achievements made by both sides of this conflict. Now is not the time to lean into total extremes. We have to find a balance and move forward together in complete, perfect harmony. Every person in the crowd is hanging on to her every word during this solemn declaration. If I, Medius, become the association president, I will petition the government to grant heroes the power to execute villains right on the spot. This move leaves the crowd speechless. The heroes who get this authority will be chosen through a vetting process that is way more strict than anything before. Seeing how focused and shocked they all are just proves how much influence Medius really has over these people. When it comes to deciding which villains end up on the execution list, I promise to make every single choice with the utmost caution. Medius doesn't forget to mention how she will handle the Alpha death row inmates either. She says it with total confidence and a look of pure clarity. Every single death row inmate from Alpha will be executed right there on the spot. That is all I have to say. Time is up. The final seconds have officially ticked away. Round 1 of the debate is over, and the candidates are heading home to deal with whatever mess they just made. It is finally time to answer that massive, burning question everyone has been losing sleep over. Who is actually fit to lead the Hero Association? Chapter 41. This debate is finally reaching its wild conclusion. Medius is rocking a smug, confident grin. Authority looks totally stressed out. And Lepus? Yeah, she has zero confidence left. After that first round of bickering, Lepus and her team are tanking hard. Her approval rating is sitting at a pathetic 8%. Authority, rocking that familiar clock logo, is doing slightly better with 35% of the vote. Then there is Medius, absolutely crushing the polls with 57%. The map of the continent lights up with her dominant lead. To make matters worse, some heroes who used to back Lepus are jumping ship to join Team Medius. We are talking about Mianji from China and Hassan from South America. The press conference stage is glowing under the bright lights as the media swarms. Facing total disaster, Lepus quickly organized a major press conference. She pleaded with the crowd, desperately trying to claw back some support. I really listened to what Medius had to say during that debate. I spent way too much time arguing with authority. I just could not find the right words to shut Medius down back then. The reporters just sat there in total silence, hanging on her every word while quietly judging her entire performance. Lepus snapped, "How can a high school kid with zero real-world experience decide who lives or dies?" She was clearly fuming and incredibly bitter about the situation. She is just as dangerous as authority. That is a fact. After trashing Medius, Lepus just kept on going with her rant. Cut to a fancy room where Lepus walks in looking pretty desperate. She starts practically begging everyone to listen to her. Inside were the people who used to have her back: Mianji, Kafega, and Hassan, but now they have all flipped to Medius. Kafega asked in a low voice, "Why did you call us here?" Lepus did not hesitate to lay out exactly what was bothering her. "Stop acting like you don't know. Why on earth would you choose that high school girl over me?" Hassan just shrugged and said, "It is simple." He raised an eyebrow with a look that said it all. "There really is no other reason." Lepus froze, totally stunned. She turned to the woman across from her and asked Mianji if she was actually serious about making that choice. "I never expected you to go down this road and choose her." A man's silhouette appeared between them. Jula whispered that if her master, Old Man Ju, knew about this, he would be totally heartbroken. Mianji finally spoke up about their master. She started thinking back to that one night under the full moon. Butterflies were fluttering all around them. Old Man Ju looked up and sighed, saying this world is a really complicated place. Mianji. He stared at a butterfly and let his voice drift away. Things that seem totally right today can turn out to be wrong tomorrow. It happens way more often than you would think in this life. Ju and Mianji were standing in the garden when he looked at her and confessed that he had killed plenty of villains in his day. Mianji was caught totally off guard by that sudden confession. Juyu seemed like he was getting lost in his own memories as he kept on talking. He saw himself standing calmly among 100 dead bodies. Juyu said the reason was simple back then. He thought it was the right thing. Then another figure showed up in the memory, a guy named Lausa. Juyu sounded deeply nostalgic as he explained that meeting Lausa changed his entire outlook on life. But even now, he does not think his current views are perfectly right or absolute at all. He looked at Mianji and gave her some advice. "Mianji, there really is no such thing as a single right answer in this world. No matter what kind of situation comes your way, you just have to do your best to adapt. As long as you have given it your all, that is enough." Those words were still ringing in Mianji's head. Her soft voice eventually filled the entire room as she looked back at the people in front of her. "He used to say that all the time." Mianji explained her reasoning calmly to Lepus. "So, after hearing the whole debate and seeing how things are going, I honestly think Medius is the absolute best fit for the Hero Association president position, and not you, Lippus. Lippus was too stunned to even say a word. She just stood there like a statue, completely frozen by what she just heard. Kafega sounded pretty hesitant. Lippus, look, the truth is we just do not support you anymore. He followed up by saying they should avoid meeting until the election is over. Lippus just looked down, totally lost on how to fix this huge mess. Meanwhile, Medius was out there shining. She was constantly surrounded by flashing cameras and the bright glow of the spotlight. Ever since that first round of debates wrapped up, the entire media has been obsessing over every single thing Medius does. Her face is all over the front pages with massive, exclusive headlines. They are digging into her school days and even researching every little detail about her family life. There are articles about her family and all the latest updates on how the election is actually playing out. Photos of Medius and authority are plastered on the front pages, covering every detail of their heated confrontation during the debate. Images of Medius are literally everywhere you look right now. She is the only topic anyone is talking about. Medius is the real standout with that creepy, mysterious smile. Everyone is losing their minds asking the same question. What the heck is her power anyway? Authority has his eyes glued to the screen, scanning the data. Right in front of him is a massive, zoomed-in photo of Medius at the election. It is a high-definition recording catching every single facial twitch and movement she made that day. Authority is staring so hard he might burn a hole in the monitor, trying to squeeze a secret out of that tiny bit of data. He focuses on her face, especially those glowing purple eyes. Suddenly, Authority freezes like he just spotted a detail hidden deep inside her gaze. The quiet room finally has some sound. Yeah, Authority just realized the truth and he is totally shook. He mutters that it all makes sense now. Meanwhile, over at the SK Canis base, someone finally speaks up. Sync-sama, does not life feel like a total boring loop lately? Kaido nods along. I am with you. Sinka sighs. So even humans feel that bored too? She rubs her chin. I am not the only one thinking this, right? Suddenly, a hat with a crazy complicated badge pops into the frame. That hat is sitting right on Ho's head. She is chilling in a lonely corner, looking up at the brim, just lost in her own bored thoughts. Over in the ruins, a piercing scream rips through the air. Wah-ha-ah. A little kid is crying his eyes out, yelling, "This sucks. It is so boring. I cannot take it anymore. I am dying here." That is Fratu, the guy with the super weird special power. Check out these clips of him as a baby, then a teen, then a literal old man. His whole life cycle only lasts 7 days before he resets. Right now, he is in his wild teenage years. Fratu is rolling on the floor throwing a tantrum while Natura, Beckenwill, Ewit, and Vid just stand there watching him. Fratu screams at the top of his lungs. When do I finally get to get out of this place? Natura smiles politely. Sinka-sama, just wait a bit. Things are changing, so stay patient. Vid scribbles away, muttering about how this power is a total vibe for his inspiration. Fratu calls out, Natura. Natura looks over to see what kind of trouble the kid is trying to start. Fratu gets all hyped. Let us go out for a bit. A worried voice echoes through the dusty ruins. If Sin-K finds out, he is going to blow a fuse. Another innocent voice pipes up, chill, he will not catch us. Fratu waves his arms, trying to sell the idea to Natura. We are just hitting up the nearby village. No big deal, right? Natura sees Fratu's puppy dog eyes and thinks it over for a second. Finally, he just caves in. Fine. I haven't seen real nature in forever anyway. Fratu cheers. Awesome. You are the absolute best. Natura. Natura turns to the rest of the group. What about you guys? Beckenwill cowers. No way. I am terrified of the outside. Count me out. Vid closes his eyes, drawing circles in the air with his pen. I am passing on that too. In comics, the guys who sneak out always die first. Fratu groans. Ugh, you are such a total buzzkill. Natura waves over to the next guy. How about you? Wet. Wet hesitates. Then he remembers Sand's terrifying angry face. Just think he's on it. Shuts him up instantly. Wet plays it cool and turns them down politely. You guys go? I am feeling sick. Natura keeps smiling. Really? Fratu rolls his eyes and mutters. Wow, what a weakling. Dark clouds roll in, making the lush green forest look way creepier than it does on a normal day. Thick vines and leaves are everywhere, and suddenly the ground starts shaking with a bunch of vibrations. Natura and Fratu are perched on a giant branch, checking out the view. They hop down to the dirt, looking totally relaxed and happy. Finally, I can smell the fresh air again. This power is seriously the best hack ever. Fratu points the way. Let us head to that village nearby for a quick look around. They are vibing until something catches their eye. A squad of heroes from different regions is marching in, and they look ready to kill. Mianji ditched his mask today, showing off those weird designs tattooed all over his face. Hassan and Kafega are armed to the teeth, like they are heading into a war. And standing right behind them is Medius. Her purple eyes look ice cold. Fratu and Natura are totally frozen by the sheer murderous energy coming off them. Wait, what even is that? Meanwhile, Authority is rushing down the hall with his secretary chasing after him. She asks if they are calling a press conference. Authority nods, making a call that leaves her completely stunned. I am taking Medius up on her challenge. Wait, what? The secretary is sweating bullets and has to ask him to repeat that news. You are joking, right? I am dead serious. It is the only way to win. Authority stops mid-sentence like he just connected the dots. No wonder she is so confident. Looking at Authority's stressed face, it is clear Medius is a pro at this high-stakes game. Turns out she has got a totally broken cheat code for a power. How are we even supposed to beat that? What do you mean? Authority finally figured out the secret Medius was hiding. Meanwhile, Natura and these hero wannabes are tearing each other apart in one hell of a bloody brawl. Fratu is leaking blood everywhere, totally wrecked. Natura is holding up, but barely. He looks like absolute trash. Medius is just chilling in the back, but her vibe is terrifying. Authority spills the tea. She can actually reverse time. Looking at her stone-cold face, you would never guess she is packing heat like that. Truly scary stuff. Somewhere else, the fight gets nasty. Medius shows up with eyes that look sad, creepy, and totally haunted. The secretary is like, wait, she can actually rewind time? Authority just nods. It is for real. He is dead serious. No wonder every argument goes sideways. He is fuming now, practically grinding his teeth down. She has been looping these debates forever, tweaking the future until everything goes exactly her way. Total cheat code. The secretary asks, then how do we even win? Authority replies, lucky for us, she has got a weakness. He tells her to check the file he sent. She grabs the iPad and starts scanning the screen immediately. Authority asks if she notices any changes. On the screen, Medius looks normal enough at first glance. Nothing crazy yet, but in the second clip, a tiny detail starts acting super weird. Look at her hair. Those deep purple tips are shifting, and it looks like her hair is literally growing longer in seconds. The secretary finally gets it. Wait, her hair got longer? Is that really what I am seeing? Authority stays cool, but his eyes say it all. He has definitely cracked the code on her big secret. He asks why she thinks that is. The secretary guesses maybe it is because of all her dark, twisted thoughts. He freezes for a second, looking totally annoyed. Like, are you even serious right now? Quit playing around. Authority found the catch. She can rewind everything else, but time does not go backward for her own body. Ever. He sounds completely sure about it. He uses her injuries as an example so his assistant can actually understand. If she gets hurt, she cannot just undo the wound itself. Authority is certain. She goes back to the past, but she carries the damage right along with her. He smirks, totally confident he has already won the game. But the secretary is still super stressed out and asks a question. Anyone who can mess with time must be a physical beast, right? Authority just gives her a reminder. Did you forget? Authority looks mean as hell. I can play with time too. You know, she is speechless, eyes wide. Authority keeps it casual. Look, honestly, I have been doing this way longer than her. He smirks with total confidence. I am winning this. His old face wrinkles up as he stares straight ahead. This is just the destiny for anyone who messes with time. It is unavoidable. We use these powers, but they cost us our very lives. He thinks of Medius. Elsewhere, the gifted squad is going totally ham against some nasty, giant monster tentacles right now. Natura is beat up and gasping for air. Suddenly, those plant tentacles start growing and attacking everyone again. Kafega stays cold, swinging his blade and shredding those things into a million tiny pieces. He glares, annoyed. Controlling plants? That is a trash power if you are trying to kill someone. The vines spring back to life, lunging forward with a mind of their own. Then a voice says, "But I love it. I get to see the beautiful curves of nature. Let me show you." A golden blade flashes. Natura's eyes go wide. He knows something really bad is about to happen. Kafega is fast enough to block, but Natura, he is not so lucky this time. He gets shredded by 1,000 cuts and flies backward, blood spraying everywhere from his open wounds. He grits his teeth, trying to take the pain. Kafega looks back with pure, threatening rage. "My sword has curves too, punk." Suddenly, a massive hammer comes crashing down from the sky. This cool dude drops in front of the full moon and slams his hammer down, causing a massive, earth-shaking blast. Rocks and dirt explode everywhere like a giant cloud of dust. The vibe gets heavy. Everyone is staring, totally confused. This guy is Hassan from the Gifted Squad, no doubt. He starts swinging that hammer at innocent people like a maniac, talking slow and steady. "I can lock your powers for 24 hours just by bopping your head." He points at Kafega. He is the head hunter, Mianji Karega. He looks at Praetor and barks, "Go ahead, unmask that guy behind us." Yo, I cannot even see his head. Mianji the face shifter is rocking this totally creepy mask. She stares down at her hands and just gasps. Now the crazy-faced shapeshifter Mianji says, "Check it. Depending on the color of my mask, my powers are totally gonna flip." She swings her hand fast and suddenly everything in front of her is frozen solid by her power. Even Natura is stuck, his legs are totally iced over and he cannot even move an inch. Mianji yells out her orders, "We take him down first." Blue means ice powers. Natura screams, "Pray, how much longer do we wait? You are still a kid?" Natura holds his chest in pain, "It is gonna be a while." Spitting blood, he stays determined, "I will be back in my prime before you know it." Natura grits his teeth and keeps blasting with those gross growing plant tentacles. The full moon is getting choked out by dark clouds, the light is dying, leaving only weak rays between the gloom. Briar Tura mumbles, "Just a little longer." Everything is sinking into darkness. It is cold, quiet, and feels heavy. A chilly breeze blows through carrying a weird coldness that makes the air feel super heavy. Natura is taking the hits while Prayat still hopes. But now his eyes are blank, he is mumbling about the moonlight turning black and losing its glow. His lips start twitching, then he finally just loses it and screams. Praetor shows up looking brand new, ripped, full of energy, and not a single wrinkle on his face. He yells out, "It is done, yes, being young again is the absolute best." This is the new Praetor, 23 years old, and his physical strength is at its absolute peak. He steps up, clenching his fist. "Time is finally on my side." Then Medius shows up out of nowhere. She is just giggling like a maniac. Natura and his crew are shocked. Briar snaps, "What is funny?" Medius just shrugs, "Listening to you talk is hilarious." He growls, "What part of it is funny?" Everyone is just standing there, with blank faces waiting. Hassan sneers from the back like he knows the secret. Medius gets this creepy look, "Time is not on your side." Suddenly, a vision flashes like a movie. Medius is horrified the two people in front of her are getting brutally wrecked. Their faces are swollen and bloody. Natura gets hit so hard he is spitting up blood. Praetor is getting thrashed too. Kafega looks cold and sharp, swinging that sword around. He uses a final move to finish off Mianji. Hassan swings that massive hammer up high again. He flies up and drops a killer blow on Natura's crew. They do not even have strength left to resist. Both of them have bloody heads. Medius yells, "As long as I am still breathing." Ha-san stands there looking cold and evil. Medius brags time will always be on my side. The room is pitch black except for one tiny light. Authority leans back and starts thinking. The secretary suddenly walks in. Candidate, he opens his eyes and asks, "Are the reporters all ready?" She says, "No, it is not that." She looks shocked, "Sir. There is something big you have to see. This video was just posted online." Authority looks at her, totally confused. The video starts with some kids playing, but then a breaking news alert cuts in. Medius pops up. "Hey everyone, I am Medius. Tonight I captured that level 3 prisoner and Natura. Check out these two losers." Both prisoners are tied up and under heavy guard in a locked room. Kafiga is standing right there with his sword on his shoulder. Hassan and Mianji are also being watched by 3 local area heroes. Medius explains her plan. "I was going to kill them right here, but as a civilian, I will let the government handle it. The final call depends on who becomes the association chairman next week." The girl smirks. "Oh, and one more thing about that duel with authority. Here is an offer for right now. Let us handle this mess first, then I will schedule a talk with authority. Instead of fighting each other, we need to focus on catching the real villains." She has this sneaky smile. "I am sure authority gets it." Medius bows to the camera. "That is it, I am Medius." The screen goes black. Authority looks annoyed. The secretary adds, "Also, Medius wants a meeting." She waits for an answer while the chairman stays quiet. "So how do you want to play this?" Now authority is just chilling on the couch, asking what they even mean. He actually dropped her nickname. Just like that. The girl rewinds the clock. Medius stares him down and says, "Yeah, you finally figured it out, didn't you?" Authority stays firm. "It is not just me, every other time shifter out there has noticed you too." Medius does not even blink. "You nailed it. I can warp time," she admits, keeping it real. "But there is a catch, I can't rewind my own clock." Authority connects the dots instantly. "So, there is a limit to how far back you can actually go, right?" He guesses a week, maybe 10 days max. "If you could go back forever, you would have stopped that prison break already." She nods. Spot on. Outside, the sun is dipping low as the world government scrambles to keep the public from losing it. They buried the truth even after Sin's broadcast ended, so I could not get the real facts back then. Totally blacked out. Medius starts giving off some seriously mysterious vibes. "You're right. I can jump back 1 week, meaning I am always 7 days ahead of everyone." Authority rubs his chin. "No election results yet?" She agrees. "Absolutely." His chill face disappears as he glares at her, demanding, "Tell me what you know right now. What is your endgame? Is all this drama actually necessary for you to take the win in this thing?" She does not hold back. "After debating you, I realized that trying to play games or dodging your questions would just be a total amateur move. So I am being direct." The lights inside are dim and flickering, setting a real mood. Then Medius drops a truth bomb. "We are both timeshifters, aren't we?" She is acting all friendly, like they are best buddies. "Since you are a pro with the same powers, I figured I would just share my whole story." Authority totally shuts that down. "You're trying to build a connection here, but I have zero interest in being your buddy." She just gives a sad smile. "Oh, really? That is a bummer." Their little chat is over, so the girl stands up, saying, "See you at the next debate." But authority stops her. "One more thing. I am curious, why the heck is your symbol a capybara of all things? I thought you had some physical strength power." The badge on her shirt flashes bright. "You want the real reason?" Medius just shrugs and says it is because they are cute. After that, everything starts moving forward exactly as planned. All thanks to Medius. Tretia stares ahead. He is the regional hero for Authority's side, repping India in this mess. Next up is Anarigo from Africa, along with another regional hero representing the Lipus faction. Everyone's eyes are on that capybara badge. It is officially on Medius's team now. The debate hall is painted in red lights. Plus, the second debate got canned because all 3 candidates agreed to skip it. People are already glued to Medius's viral video. Ska isn't even mad about the crazy prisoner behavior. She is just totally annoyed that someone with such a glitchy, annoying power has actually shown up. S is getting more and more annoyed. Medius just existing is enough to set her off. Kingstone is still focused on channeling his inner energy. He is grinning at the progress despite Medius being around. Everyone has their own secret agenda. Seo Cang Ho exhales a cloud of steam, and his eyes start glowing like crazy. The government is stressing out, trying to build their version of a perfect world while staying busy behind the scenes. The election site stays empty day after day. Time flies, and now it is finally time for the third big debate. Mute grabs the mic to kick things off. What is up, everyone? I am Mute, and I'll be your moderator for today's debate. This is the final showdown, right? We have got 60 minutes on the clock, so every candidate gets plenty of time to talk. All the guilds are ready. We are going in reverse order this time. Resetting the clock now, each person gets 10 minutes max for their opening statement. They have got limits, 3 rebuttals each. Once the clock hits 0, old rules apply. When everyone's time is up, the debate is officially over. Mute opens his arms wide. All right, let's bring out the candidates. First up, representing the Lepus Guild. Lepus steps out rocking her signature bunny ears. You can see it in her eyes, she is totally locked in today. Number 2 is Authority, rocking a simple clock symbol. He strolls out with his hands in his pockets, totally stone-faced. And the final candidate is number 3, with the capybara badge. Everyone loses it when Medius finally walks onto the stage. Even Mute is frozen solid. Outside, everyone watching the live stream has their jaws on the floor right now. Strange black hair flows behind her. Medius looks like a completely different person now, but those eyes, they are exactly the same. Medius is ready for the final showdown. The candidates take their spots, but things haven't officially kicked off just yet. Wait, I need to check something first. Mute points at her, sounding totally confused. You are Medius, right? She just nods. That is right. Then she asks the moderator if she can start. Mute stammers out, oh yeah, sure. Let us get this debate started. The young girl speaks with total confidence. Hello, citizens of the world. I am Medius. Today, during this very debate, I am going to reveal my true power. It is a total curveball. I control the flow of time. Every person outside is glued to the screens. You have probably realized I cannot rewind my own life, but I can definitely flip the switch on the entire world's clock. She is not afraid to spill the tea. Before this third debate, I loop time dozens of times to gather intel. Medius plays her ace. And right now, I know exactly where Alpha World is hiding along with every secret the enemy is keeping. Authority just stares at her, keeping his mouth shut. Medius doubles down. If I am elected president, I will use this intel to wake you up to the vision of our city drowning in flames. We will raid Alpha World and go all out. I promise to choose the one future where regular folks do not get hurt. She places a hand on her heart and swears it. Even if I have to burn through every second of my existence, I will end this safely. That is all from me. The spotlight shifts from Medius to the next candidate. It is Authority's turn. After a few seconds, he declares, I have decided. The man looks dead serious, saying that. I am backing Medius and dropping out. Lepus is like, what? But Medius? She is acting totally cool as a cucumber. Flashback to their secret meeting. Medius asks, why did you call for me? Authority, what is the big deal? He cuts straight to the chase. Stop playing dumb. Have you not already seen this future? Do you not already know everything I am about to say? He is visibly annoyed. You have been looping through time forever, right? It feels like I have drunk 10,000 cups of coffee during this one talk. So, what were you doing all that time? Medius just smirks and says, I will make it clear at the big debate. He pauses, thinking it over, then continues. Medius, after taking a long look at the facts, Authority shares his final stance. You are clearly the best person to handle this disaster. He warns her about his move and says, I am giving you my support and quitting. With my blessing, you will cruise to victory. That rabbit's approval rating is basically in the toilet anyway. Medius does not celebrate yet. There is a catch, right? Authority admits it. Exactly. He gets into the nitty-gritty details. As you know, this term ends the moment this crisis is resolved. They lock in a secret agreement. So here is the deal. You stay out of the next election cycle. No running for office. Medius nods. Fine, authority. I accept that offer. The old man tilts his head, feeling totally suspicious. You are hiding something, are you not? I do not buy that you would agree this fast. She just keeps acting all friendly. Hey, you are trying to help. Why would I say no? But authority is not done talking to her yet. Finally, as a veteran who has been messing with time longer than you, let me give you a tip. He drops a mysterious warning. Do not get it twisted. Just because you control time does not mean time is actually on your side. He is being for real. Time is fair, and it is freaking terrifying. Medius stops smiling and looks dead serious. I will keep that in mind. Lepus is fuming now. Hey, authority. She starts yelling. If this was your plan, why did you even show up for the debate today? You should have quit before the cameras started rolling. He just gives her a cold look. That is my business. Authority does not even glance at her. It is still my turn, right? Lepus snaps back. But you said you are quitting, so why does your time still matter? He shuts her down fast. I have not officially pulled out of the race yet. Authority turns to the host. Can we mute this rabbit? It is my turn and she is making so much noise I cannot even talk. The host is just standing there, confused. Lepus is like, making noise? She fires back. I have got 3 formal complaints left and I am using my time to talk sense into you. He rolls his eyes and raises a hand. Fine, keep yapping. I am giving you all my remaining time. Have at it. Moderator, give her all my minutes and kill my mic. Honestly, just mute the whole area. I am totally done wasting words on her. Lepus points to the exit. You greedy old geezer, you kidding me? If that is how it is, get out. Authority explains. If I was greedy, I would not be quitting or giving you my time. Use your brain, you dumb bunny. Suddenly, Medius raises her hand. Look, I am basically done here. Can I go? I would rather hunt the enemy than stay here. Lepus snaps. Where do you think you are going? My time is not up yet. The host just watches the chaos, totally lost. And they call this a debate? Sunlight spills through the window frame. Minutes tick by until the clock finally hits 0. The debate is over. The whole city goes silent. Medius? Her face is totally blank. The world government confirms Medius as the 4th Hero Association president and summons her for duty immediately. She hits the meeting room. All eyes on her. BZ is right there. Medius spills everything she knows, including those scary vibes about what is coming next for everyone. The big boss looks dead serious. The government is all in, giving Meijis whatever she needs. After checking on Cang Yu, she looks pretty bummed, but keeps it together for him. Meeting is over. The room goes dark. She is walking out when a voice stops her. Ido, the number 4 chairman, steps up. Time travel, huh? Hearing the same script must be exhausting. You have lived this loop a million times, haven't you? He looks totally crushed. First time I have said this, but you've heard it plenty. No repeats in this world. Mise. Silence. Ido begs her to remember. Then, Mace hits up the heroes to get them to play ball. Most of the heroes are down with the plan, but Lepus is a total problem. She rubs her head, totally drained. So, Lepus, how many times have we done this dance? Lepus is ice cold. Really? Feels like our first chat to me. Their voices echo everywhere. I have heard that exact line more times than I can even count. A powerhouse like you has to feel the glitch. So, how are you going to flip me today? I am done trying to flip you, Mace says. I respect your vibe, Lepus. But you are key. Keep your faith and all that, but I really need you on this squad for the mission. Lud just shrugs. Save it. I am in. Over at HQ, Authority smirks, hands in pockets. Congrats on the new gig, Chairman number 4. Mise plays it cool. Thanks. Authority scoffs. Couldn't handle the bunny? Huh? Figures. A weak girl can't even take out a villain. Maze isn't having it. She is not weak. She has just got a spine of steel. He laughs. Just get it done. I am waiting for that big speech of yours, Madam Chairman. Need some pointers? I am your guy. Mise just bows. Appreciate the offer, sir. The Magus logo flashes. It is time. The first speech from the fourth chairman, Medius. She hits the stage. What is up, Hero Association? I am Medius, your new boss for round 4. The equality logo pops up, a bird spreading its wings over the scales of justice. I called you here to announce the 3rd generation of equality before we launch this op. The crowd looks icy. Here is the lineup. Suddenly, the logo catches fire, blinding the whole room. First up, the guy with the massive sword, Amir Shvega. That red-haired girl, the gloomy giant alter ego, and the rabbit girl herself, the legendary Lippis. The crowd loses it. Everyone is fuming. Medius locks eyes with the man in front. Authority. She smirks. Oh, and the captain of this crew? That is you, Authority. Peace. He is stunned. This IQ team announcement has the heroes shaking. Lipis looks like she saw a ghost. Kafega stays quiet. At the meeting, Medius smiles. Hey, Authority, got a second for advice after this? I could use a pro tip. Authority frowns but does not shut her down. They meet in the shadows. Authority speaks first. You are hiding something. So this was the play? Medius is chill. It wasn't a secret. You ask, I tell. Simple as that. He snorts. I am not babysitting people I hate. It is a massive pain in the neck. That is exactly why you are leading. Authority snaps back. You think they will actually listen? Medius just smiles and keeps her voice low. If you lead equality and crush this mission, you are a lock for the next big election. He is not buying it. I am winning anyway. That rabbit girl isn't even in my league. You sure? If Lip wins big with the IQ squad, she is going to be a major threat. Authority scowls and hits back. No way. That is never going to happen. She keeps pushing. What if another wild card with powers like mine decides to run against you? He goes quiet. Dead air. Medius knows she has got him now. If you back me on this op, I will use every ounce of my power to make sure you crush the upcoming election. Authority is totally floored by the offer. He says, Lord Authority, let me use your incredible strength. Stand by me, and your pull within the guild skyrockets. That is a massive edge when you start gunning for the top chairman spot. He listens to Medius, staying quiet while he crunches the numbers. Then he mutters, well, in the timeline you already lived through, it sounds like I was already on your squad. Seeing as you did not reset time, it tracks. Anyway, sitting here jawing is just wasting daylight. Let us roll. Fine, I am in. But do not forget your promise to carry me through the polls. Medius fires back instantly. Understood. She goes dead silent, then says with a poker face, the more we talk, the more interesting you get. Say what? Authority has zero clue what she means. Medius takes her sweet time explaining it. Most heroes I talk to just want to know if they survive the mission. But you have not asked once. Authority looks genuinely stunned for a second. He scoffs. That is because I cannot even imagine a future where I die. All I see is that chairman's seat. Now focus on the battle plan and let us finish this. The next boss is definitely me. Authority gives her a little nudge. Medius breaks down why she picked the IQ squad again. The heroes buy it, and just like that, Gen 3 is ready. Medius decides to call this whole operation the Doom Campaign. To push back against the Hero Association, the SCA sends out a global open invite. But Medius already knows who is coming. She sends heroes to wipe out most of the recruits before the mail even arrives. This leaves SK with a tiny crew. Canis watches the group outside and mutters, this is way less than I thought. Suddenly, Terra, one of the heavy hitters, yells out, hey, Alpha Gon, why are we only ranked as level 3? Sor, Nucius, and Asen, the whole special power squad, turn their heads to see what the drama is about. We are not weaker than those other losers. Varys narrows his eyes and asks, where is Seung Hoan anyway? Sinkei just smirks at them. Put in some real work during this fight and I will bump your ranks up. If you pull off something insane, there might be a bonus. As for Mr. Hoan, he is off training solo. Everyone goes quiet, plotting their own moves. Then, in the dead of night, massive fireballs turn the sky blood red over the base. Of course, there is no way a huge move like that happens without her noticing. Sinka looks at their own flaming hands and mutters, "Red, huh? Looks like my luck is not so bad today." Canis sees the fire raining down and screams in a panic. Sinka, look at the sky. She just stays cool and says, "I have got eyes. Do not I?" Massive fireballs slowly drift down toward their base. S quickly throws up a massive purple energy shield to catch the fireballs before they turn everything to ash. But the IQ squad is 10 steps ahead. Kafega is standing on a giant carrot, gripping his sword. He mumbles a spell, Arbez, and slashes the sword, shattering the purple shield covering the entire area. The barrier breaks into a million pieces. The fireballs drop instantly, leveling the whole sector in one shot. The power behind the blast is absolutely terrifying. Authority and Lepus watch the chaos unfold from a safe distance. He clicks his tongue. If you summoned Mir and stacked fire on top, the power would have been way higher. But you would not do it. Lepus snaps back. How many times do I have to say it? That would kill our allies. Authority glares at her. If our teammates are weak enough to die from that, they should quit being heroes. Lepus is totally fed up with his attitude. You are the one who should quit. I am the captain here. Terapia steps in from behind and says, "Knock it off. Just move to the coordinates the boss gave us." Authority gives a wicked little grin. Fine, fine. Everyone ready to move out? Let us go wipe out this cancer. The Hero Association deploys. The Doom campaign is officially live. This is the Tamil Council Medius built. Mute is the silent specialist in charge of security. She can literally delete sound to stop anyone from eavesdropping. Grove handles protection and security details. His job is making sure nobody gets close enough to take a shot at Medius. Ethiopia, the genius mechanical engineer, is the comms lead. She runs all the gear used to relay the boss's orders. The council has a meeting and decides that without knowing where Sensei is heading, they are totally stuck. Medius crosses her arms and finally speaks up. Something is totally off. How did they hit us at Lucillus Prison? Is there a freaking mole leaking info? Medius looked dead serious as she finally spoke up. Once SK is toast, we will use mind reading to find the truth. She slammed her hands on the table, ordering everyone back to the meeting. Eyes on the prize, people. Mission first. Medius did not waste 2 years of her life preparing this whole mission for nothing. She spent that entire time locked away in her own head. Now, Medius was just crashed on the couch, hugging a pillow for some rest. She is just chilling, snacking on cotton candy and whatever else. Medius held a stack of files, determined to prevent even one hero from dying. That is the whole point of this entire plan. She is planning to rewind time the second things go south or get too dangerous. She looked exhausted, rubbing her temples. This power is such a pain. It would be great if I could rewind myself and still keep my memories. That power is honestly insane. But isn't she being just a little bit too greedy? Medius keeps hitting rewind, trying to craft the perfect future with her advisors. She has honestly messed with time way too many times now. Is she seriously dreaming of a perfect future? Authority leaned back, shoving a hand in his pocket. Ma Min told her that time is fair, you know. A purple light flared up as she hit rewind again. A glowing circle appeared, looking just like a mirror. It reflected Medius, but that perfect future she wants? Yeah, it is not showing up. Medius had already deployed the heavy hitters to take on the enemy. An announcement blared out. Regional heroes, please handle the level 2 villains. Wait, an invitation was sent to level 3 villains and higher too? What the hell? Leapers stared ahead, totally confused. She scowled and asked, "Wait, are you the villain I am stuck with?" The girl just sighed, saying equality members would handle the rest. Wow, how rude. That girl is named Censura. She is a special system type, specifically for censorship. She thinks the world needs a pure mindset. Anything she deems inappropriate gets snapped in a photo and locked away forever inside those pictures. Censura started screaming. So rude, so rude, so freaking rude. Lippus bit her lip hard, her hands curling into tight, angry fists. Did Medius seriously put me here to deal with her just because I am supposed to have the advantage? This is a total mismatch. She raised her hands, and a flash of light summoned a rabbit cloak that completely covered her body. Leapers adjusted the cloak and asked the girl, "Hey, this should be fine, right? No? Why the hell not?" She looked worried and snapped back. "Standard? What even is the standard here?" Censor screamed right back. "It is whatever I say it is. You would not get it. It changes based on how I feel in the moment." She gripped her camera like she was about to snap a shot. "Honestly, your body is exactly the kind of thing that needs censoring. Why wear that everywhere? Are you some kind of pervert?" Lipers gritted her teeth in rage. "You jerk." She swung her arm, using her power to slam Censura right onto the ground. "This is exactly what I wanted." Leapers added, totally fuming, "I like rabbits. Okay? So what?" She raised her hand and spoke into it. "Medius, you there?" "Yeah. Lepus. What is it?" She yelled back, furious. "Did you not say I would have the upper hand here? It feels like you are just throwing me under the bus so I will die. You are a member of equality, and yet you are complaining this much about dealing with a simple level 3 villain? Shut it." Censura is knocked out on the ground. "You are not actually going to kill the villain, right? That is why I put you in charge of a villain who is hard to actually kill. Even if she gets away, we will not have issues with her." Lippus snapped, "Are you freaking kidding me? Plus, look at the camera on the ground. She has got civilians trapped inside those photos. If we just kill her, there is a massive chance all those innocent civilians will die too." Lipus went quiet, listening to Medius. "That is exactly why I picked you to deal with her. You get it now?" She picked Censura up and muttered, "This kid is such a brat. But I am the adult here, so shut up." A huge, full moon glowed in the sky, casting a soft, gentle light on everything below. Cafea marched forward with a fierce look, gripping his sword. Then a voice called out, "Wow, lucky me." He looked up at the girl on the roof. She looked down at Cafea and said, "I have been dying to meet you. You are still just staring at me?" Then she jumped down. "I never thought I would get to meet both of the legendary individuals known as the Sword God. Today is definitely special. Honestly, it is a great day to die. I tried to learn from that other Sword God, but she turned me down, said she had not mastered her own style yet. Can you believe that?" Cafea just kept staring without saying a word. Then, the girl slowly drew her blade. A light flared around her. "What even is a sword? I have cut down countless lives, but I still do not really get it. I killed people without a shred of mercy just to find enlightenment." Then, drops of warm blood splashed across his face. "But I finally found enlightenment in a place I never expected." With glowing red eyes, she raised her weapon high. The sword in her hand and her entire body were suddenly cloaked in a surge of raw power. Cafea calmly drew his blade as she charged, red eyes flashing. He just stood there and popped his ultimate, making her cough up a pint of blood instantly. Kafaga finally speaks up, saying that weapon isn't a tool for her own ego, but something she swings for everyone else. Somewhere in the city, under a moody purple night sky, a hand goes up to cover a face. Authority stands still, scouting the area. He looks up at some punk perched on a building. "That must be my target." The guy glares at Authority and talks trash. "You are Authority. You look old, but despite that, your fighting spirit is actually pretty decent. Too bad Amiya didn't show, but I guess you will do." "Hey," Authority's voice cuts him off mid-sentence. Authority grabs his tie. "I absolutely hate it when trash talks down to me like they are some big shot." He rips the tie off. "Words are a waste of time. I am going to kill you, you piece of garbage." The mutant takes Authority's punch straight to the gut, his hand flying open to reveal some nasty, sharp claws. He tries to counter, but the old man dodges. The mutant clutches his stomach and gives props that was one heavy hitter, a solid punch. And just as expected, the speed kicks up when time starts accelerating. It is fast, like, really fast. Authority raises an eyebrow at the nonsense the guy is mumbling. The mutant draws his sword, feeling like a kill would be worth it, but his opponent interrupts him. "What the hell is this trash talking about?" Authority lets him know one thing: "I haven't even used my time powers yet." The mutant blanks out. "What?" Before he can finish, he catches a boot to the face. "I simply dodged you. That's all. Garbage. Red blood sprays everywhere as his body flies back. His head is a mess, and he is groaning in pure agony. Authority just scoffs. You transformed and you still couldn't dodge that simple move? Enhancers have their own tears, you trash. Then he whispers, imagine if I actually put some time manipulation into this. The mutant screams for him to wait. But Authority doesn't care, rushing in for the kill at 4 times speed. The enhanced mutant's head gets crushed. Wait for what? Blood rains down on his face like a storm. You actually think having more time would have let you counter me? Get lost. Trash. And just like that, the hero's battle ends well. The 3 equality big shots successfully took down the floor 3 prisoner. Lius trapped that camera girl inside a magic sphere. Lipers is standing there solo when someone calls out. Authority suddenly appears, making the girl jump out of her skin and scream. She finally realizes it is him, while he just scolds her. I knew it. You are one crazy rabbit. She wonders, knew what? The prisoner Lipers is holding is still totally knocked out cold. And why is that camera girl still breathing? Authority rolls up his sleeves. Drop the shield. I am sending her straight to hell. But Lip argues back, and the old man isn't playing. Fine, then I will just blast through the shield myself. Lipers isn't scared, readying a magic circle. Try me. But then, a voice transmits directly into their heads. Lord Authority, please stay calm. Medius is the one talking to them now. There are civilians trapped inside that shield, so just take her to the holding cells and deal with it later. He is still annoyed. What if she escapes? Medius assures him. Lord Authority, in every single future I have witnessed, there isn't a single case where that camera girl becomes a problem. He asks, will she be dead in a week? Medius replies, I haven't seen that happen yet. She explains her process. Right now, I'm not tracking things day by day, I am watching them hour by hour. Authority shouts, hour by hour? Medius, what kind of future are you sketching out? She answers with an illustration. If you've sketched a big picture, even if you mess up, you have to keep drawing until it's finished as fast as possible. Then the drawing gets erased. If you just draw and erase over and over, when will it ever be done? She is absolutely certain about her plan. Even if it takes way more time, I will not let a single hero end up dead. Authority looks at his blood-stained arm and reminds her, Medius, there is no such thing as a perfect future. Don't try to carry the whole world alone. Heroes dying is just unavoidable. She remains firm. Even so, I am going to do everything in my power to stop it. He stops arguing with her. Since you're the president right now, I'll go ahead and follow your lead. He still won't let that prisoner go. Fine, then look 1 week into the future from this exact moment. Based on that progress, we'll decide this girl's fate. Medius whispers softly and gets to work. I understand. Bloody memories of heroes flash through her mind. They are repeating more and more frequently now. Medius snaps her eyes open in shock and reports back. Lord Authority, according to what I just saw in the future, she won't be a variable. She confirms once again that after being escorted, she will stay locked up in prison without causing any further issues. He accepts it for now. Fine, let's just drop this. Everyone in the war room listens to Authority in silence. So, are you seriously asking if we even win this war? Medius stammered. Victory looks doable. But if things stay this way, some heroes are gonna die. He was not shocked. It was inevitable. Medius kept his eyes locked on his goals. Authority, if there is a way to save them, I have to try. Even if it burns through all my time, he sighed. Authority turned away. Fine, but make sure to save some time for our election. They ended the talk right there. Leapers was curious. Election? What are you two yapping about? He turned and barked out an order. Shut it. Get ready to move to the next sector. Back in the meeting room, everyone was buzzing. President, are we sure we can actually pull off this win? Victory is looking pretty certain. Then focus on keeping your hero casualties low. Medius shared the plan with the rest of them. Something was off, she thought. Even if the entire villain squad from Alpha World got wiped out in this fight, she ran through the names. Steve Niss, then that black guy, Therapy. Also in the villain group was a calm guy named Ahura and a girl who was totally insane. The last one was Sinka, someone they could not ignore, and that guy Seung Hoan. She said something that shocked everyone there. What were they even discussing? If so, half their heavy hitters are missing. Did they just tuck tail and run away from the fight? That is definitely suspicious. Luckily, they followed authorities' lead this time, and now they were rushing. We should speed things up and look further into the future. Things are going great for their side right now. The heroes followed Medius's orders one by one, wiping out every single villain in their way. In a dark, deserted high-rise building, Sinka appeared through a mirror. Is everyone ready yet? All their supernatural powers were pointed right at her. Gentlemen, she said. She was dead serious as the symbols in her eyes glowed. I bet you can feel it too, right? There is something totally wrong with the flow of time. They just stood there in silence, listening. Medius thinks time is on his side. He is dead wrong. Her spatial portal leaked a mysterious, dark, and eerie energy. Gentlemen, Sinka turned away and gave them orders. But time is actually our ally. Let's go out there and teach those guys a lesson. Xiao Benzu nodded at her. Yes, sir. The middle-aged guy spoke up while puffing on a cigarette. Seo Cang Yu, the one who crushed Seung Hoan. Maladiti stretched his shoulders. When is he getting here? Sujin raised an eyebrow. Finally, a real fight worth having. Sink slowly vanished into the portal. Is Amiya here yet? They headed into battle for the glory of Alpha. The Floor 4 task force moved out. Hassan let out a sigh. Okay then, he looked smug. Everything is under control. Pocket stammered. Wow, that went smooth. She looked at Hassan curiously. Do I really not have to do anything? He replied, annoyed. Yeah, better if you don't use your powers. It is hard to hold back. She felt a bit hurt. You're being mean. Hassan was confident. Anyway, these Floor 2 guys are easy to handle. Pocket started poking around. I guess the Equality Squad will handle Floor 34B? He replied, looking bored. Yeah, and it looks like we are just stuck on Floor 2 for now. From a distance, a man dressed like a cowboy walked up to them, puffing on a big cigar with a smug look. Virus offered a greeting. Pleasure to meet you, heroes. The two of them were totally shocked. Oh crap, that guy is Varus, a physical enhancement type. Varus is a member of that tragic villain site. He is a guy who specifically hunts down heroes for the bounty. She lost her cool, shaking so hard she couldn't even speak right. 444? Floor 4? Hassan warned her. Just stay calm right now. Pocket. He clearly looked down on the enemy. We still have Medius on our side. I am sure this was all planned out. Floor 4 or 5? It only takes one hit from my hammer to end it. Virus just watched silently. Hassan made a plan right then. You two work together. Somehow, we have to knock that hat off. Then just put everything into one strike right on the top of his head. He was suspicious. The top of my head? It looked like Virus realized something. Ah, so you're the guy who aims for the head to seal powers. He answered, yup. Then he wondered how much the bounty was for a local hero. I remember it being pretty generous. He suggested, I have always wanted to ask you something. Hassan was confused. Virus took off his hat and pointed his head at him. What about this case? I have 2 cowlicks. Hassan was shocked. 2 cowlicks. 2 cowlicks? He nodded. Yup. He was skeptical. So what does that have to do with my special power anyway? If someone has 2 cowlicks, don't they have 2 tops of their head? That means you have to hit both. Pocket watched them face off. He shot back. What are you talking about? People only have 1 top of their head. He argued. Oh, really? Don't bald people just not have a top of their head? Hassan explained. That is nonsense. Everyone has a top of their head. Honestly, I love wrecking baldies. That shiny dome is a giant target. Varus scoffed, noted. That is some good intel right there. You are talking smack, but maybe check your own hairline before roasting them. Hassan looked totally over it. Double cowlicks mean you are balding, old man. He went silent, totally stunned. Varus snapped. You little punk. He growled. I am gonna end you in the most painful way possible. I asked why. Then he aimed that gun. You insulted me with facts I did not want to hear. Noticing Varys move, he and Poiset got into their battle positions. Poiset, get set for this. On it. She started charging up her massive power. Hassan and Varys were totally shocked by what they saw. Whoa, that is intense. She shifted into a massive, ticked-off battle rabbit with a really mean face. Let us go. Varys grinned. A physical enhancement type. Huh? This is actually gonna be a pretty fun fight. Kingston broke it down. Physical types are way different from special or summoner classes. While others blast energy out, physical types keep that power inside. He sat there, locking in and hanging on every single word. Most think their power is capped at birth, so they get lazy and quit training. That is the biggest mistake you can make. Kingston says power is like a jar. If yours is tiny, you are stuck, but your jar can actually grow if you work. Energy is just like flowing water. When that jar is too small, your energy just overflows, and once you lose control, it is totally useless. Kingston said, but if you know the secret, we can forge and expand your capacity through brutal training. You are going to sharpen your skills with me starting right now. Hassan stared at his master's declaration, determined to learn how to master his inner energy once and for all. Oh, one more thing. When your control hits a certain level, Varys drew his gun. They both braced themselves for the worst. The bullet tore through the air. Hassan and Poiset moved in perfect sync, barely dodging the lethal shot from the old man. The rounds smashed through the buildings behind them like wet paper. They were both completely stunned by that kind of raw power. Varys went quiet when he saw they did not have a single scratch on them. Kingston's lesson was that you can pump energy into objects too. Suddenly, a weird rope appeared right next to the gun. He snatched up the rope and whipped it toward them. It coiled around the pair, slamming them both to the dirt, tied up completely tight. He smirked, thinking he finally won. You are stuck now. I have pumped my energy into these bindings, so do not even try to move an inch. It is tougher than steel. Varys flashed a wicked grin. Now, I am gonna peel the skin right off your head. A boom rocked the area. A masked stranger flew in from nowhere and buried a heavy fist right in Varys's gut. The sneak attack left him coughing up blood. Hassan and Poiset gasped. It was actually you coming to save the day. He sent the guy flying back. Kingston nodded. Not bad. You are leveling up your skills pretty fast, kid. He chuckled. Keep feeling that energy inside and move with it. He shaded his eyes, peering into the distance to see the fight. He watched as a massive aura of intense power completely engulfed the kid's entire body. This guy is the perfect opponent to warm up with. Kingston coached. Now, try mixing your special abilities into your next strikes. Just like how we practiced. He warned him, if you end it in one hit, you fail. You have to use at least 3 moves or more. Cang Yu nodded. Varys scrambled back to his feet and tried to straighten his hat. Wow, I am just a punching bag now. Kingston sat down on the ground. Fine, I will just stay here and watch. He sat behind the tied-up duo and ordered, go get him, my student. Checking the Hero Tragedy Bounty Board. The Hero Association ranks everyone from 5 to 1. The more dangerous you are, the higher your bounty price goes. The top earner, Barus, made his bank by taking down Sun Khan's, a legit candidate for the equality title. After that massive score, Boris retired to a chill life, just scrolling through the bounty boards without ever jumping in. Kicking back in the sun, he realized there were a lot of new faces showing up lately. But then one day, a specific name on the site caught his attention. It was Cang Yu. Even though he was ranked at equality level, there was no bounty amount listed for him at all. Getting curious, Boris hit up the tragedy office to see what the deal was. They said his power is literally unmeasurable on the phone. Cang Yu has never been in a real fight, so they have 0 data on him. Tragedy made an offer. Hey Boris, why don't you go fight him yourself and set the price for us? We will pay you a ton of cash. Boris just sighed and turned them down. Back in the now, Boris explained that he thought the guy was a total nobody and just moved on. But since I heard you totally crushed Hong, I decided I had to come verify the rumors with my own eyes. He said, drawing his sidearm from his hip. Yo, how much is your head actually worth anyway? Boris just keeps blasting right at Cang Yu. Bullets scream toward Cang Yu, but he just stands there. He doesn't move an inch. Cold as ice. Cang Yu waves his hand and a ghostly phantom arm appears. He triggers Dark Light Strike, slapping the bullets out of the air like they are nothing. In a flash, he closes the gap and slams Boris down. Boris coughs up a huge spray of blood, reeling from the impact. Cang Yu delivers a punch surging with dark red energy. The malicious power starts crawling all over Boris's broken body. Cang Yu follows up with an uppercut, Black Soul Shock. Boris gets launched into the air by the blast, but Cang Yu isn't finished yet. He tightens his fist for a 7-soul frenzy. Cang Yu treats Boris like a literal punching bag, landing heavy blow after blow without a shred of mercy. Boris gasps for air, finally realizing why this guy's bounty was kept a secret. Cang Yu's eyes are cold as a white cross tears the sky. Cang Yu leaps high, his fist dead center in that light. He whispers, "Dark Night Strike," as he descends. Boris lies there, broken and bleeding. "Your bounty," he wheezes with a bloody grin. "It really is unmeasurable." Cang Yu doesn't say a word. A pillar of red light suddenly crashes down from the heavens above. He slams that terrifying power into Boris, sending shockwaves through the earth that shatter the ground for miles around them. Hassan and Moors watch the carnage, their jaws on the floor. Hassan thinks, this guy handles a floor 4 boss like a toy. Is the rumor true about his secret training? He looks over at Kingston sitting back there. He didn't expect him to be the teacher. Hassan yells, "Kingston, take me as your student." Moors stammers, "Me too. Pick me." Kingston looks annoyed. "What is this? Get lost." Hassan sighs. "Medius, sorry for doubting you. You let him handle it because you knew." Moors is shocked. "I thought he was dead meat." Suddenly, a voice rings out. "Our chairman is the GOAT." Kingston sinks deep into his own thoughts. Kingston figured Medius's power was authority level. He looks at the screen, suspecting Cang Yu might have come back from the future to fix it. With that kind of edge, he can steer the future however he wants. He watches the sunset. Kingston scowls, bored out of his mind. If that's the case, this isn't fun. Should I just go find and kill him? Kingston stares at the monitor. He remembers what Bez told him back in the day. "Kingston, I'm entrusting Cang Yu to you, but if anything goes wrong during his training, I won't be able to let you keep him. Please understand." Kingston laughed from his rock. "Oh, are you actually trying to threaten me?" Bez bows deeply, looking dead serious. "It's not a threat. It's a request." Kingston raises his voice. "The world's top leader is bowing to me? You're not embarrassed by this?" Bez doesn't flinch. "If it's for the people's safety, I'll do literally anything." Kingston stands up. Impressive. He gives a small, wicked smile. "Fine. I'll play along for now." Kingston waves goodbye. "I'll keep watching. If it gets boring, I'll just end him myself." Kingston puts his plan on hold, remembering his promise. But when Medius rewound time by a few months, Kingston decided to kill him. Now, he's just staring up at the sky. The sky is perfectly clear. Kingston mutters, "So that's how it is." Cang Yu, meditating behind him, speaks up. "Something wrong?" Kingston frowns. Can't he feel it yet? Has he really not reached that level of awareness? Cang Yu seems totally oblivious to the anomaly. Kingston scoffs, "Nothing. Just get back to your training already." Cang Yu looks confused. Kingston gazes back up at the clouds once more. He thinks, is this really his limit? Back in the present, Kingston praises Cang Yu. "Not bad. Your technique is getting sharper." He claps slowly. Nothing beats real combat when it comes to leveling up your skills. But inside, he's thinking, still a long way to go. Kingston looks at Cang Yu. He still can't sense this thing. He calculates in his head, maybe a few more life or death battles will wake up his senses. Kingston chuckles. "Well, this might be more interesting than I thought." He turns to leave. "Let's move out. Time for the next opponent." The scene shifts to Medius. Hassan reaches out and tells the others that Cang Yu has officially finished eliminated Boris. Canis looks worried. He cleared a floor 4 boss that fast? Seriously? Mute is impressed. That's our Cang Yu. Medius nods her head. Yeah. Mia looks at her. If he keeps this up, we might actually save every hero. Medius suggests they keep rewinding time right now. One step at a time, she says. Like finishing a puzzle. News of Cang Yu joining the fight spreads to the heroes. Authority scowls at his watch. Really? He sneers. Catching that Seung Hoan kid is all it takes. Then, a voice cuts in. Man, that actually hurts my feelings. Malediti acts all offended, like we are invisible or something. She flashes a creepy grin. Long time no see, former boss. Authority scowls. I am the current boss. Team Equality is cruising until Men shows up. Someone calls out a greeting. Long time no see, MJ Ho waves back. Totally hyped. We meet again, Mien? Du Yang smiles. Let me send you to meet your master. Mien snaps back. Not today. Over with Medius. She is busy weaving some weird glowing symbols. I am definitely catching you this time. Yuet Wet sparks up that blue energy. Give it a shot, little bunny. Ba Kei is shaking, begging not to die. Medius sounds super confident. Relax. I am not here to kill anybody. Across town, Ego runs into Vidi and his crew. Vidi asks, Is that you? He looks totally disgusted. That is number 4, the guy therapy mentioned. The maid agrees. They both stare him down like he is trash. Ego grits his teeth, fuming. My name is not number 4. It is Anter Ego. Night hits the ruined city. Tatsujin is squaring off against Amiya. She says, Hey, Aya, I have been wanting to see you. Amiya just stares. With our history, skip the small talk. No more talking. They just dive into the brawl. 2 heavy hitters going at it. Kingston and Cang Yu find their match. Kingston looks impressed. Oh, not bad at all. He spots Canis and the fox girl. Wait, did you guys ditch those collars? Kingston signals them to stop. Hold up. I need a word with Seo Cang Yu. The fox girl snaps back. Who gave you permission? Their eyes pop as Kingston gets icy. Hey. He looks terrifying. The 2 of them just freeze in pure fear. Kingston turns to Cang Yu. Let those idiots scrap for a while. This is the perfect warm-up. Cang Yu nods. I did what you said, but when can I stop holding back? Can I just finish them? Kingston smirks. No way. You feel it too? Do not you? You are way stronger now, he adds. But it is still not enough. The fox girl and Canis start sweating. Kingston keeps lecturing Seo Cang Yu. Listen close. In this place, nobody besides me can actually touch you. His voice sounds heavy. Just in this spot, Cang Yu is lost. What are you even talking about? Kingston points it out. Open your eyes. Can't you feel it yet? You need to master your energy flow. Cang Yu looks around, confused. Feel what exactly? Kingston gazes at the wreckage. You will get it soon. He turns to the other 2. All right, let's get moving. He lunges forward with insane speed. Both of them grit their teeth, absolutely terrified. Kingston slams Canis into the dirt before he can even blink. He grabs Canis by the throat. One-on-one. The fox girl screams. Canis struggles to breathe. I can't move. Kingston looks down at him. Relax. I am not going to hurt you. But if you try to save him without fighting Seo Cang Yu, he dies immediately. He gives the fox girl a choice. If you can beat Seo Cang Yu, I will let him walk. She is baffled. What is your deal? Suddenly, dark energy starts swirling toward a single point. Kingston replies, I just want to see this before I kick the bucket. He glances at a ready Seo Cang Yu. A clash between titans at the top of their game. Just call it an old man's last bit of fun. Kingston stands. All right, fight. He turns to give Cang Yu instructions. Cang Yu, use every trick. Don't end it fast. Cang Yu nods. Kingston thinks. It is the only way. He watches things shift. That is how you win. Somewhere else, Xing Ka is staring down at the chaos. Hon Hong asks, Has Cang Yu showed up yet? Xing Ka nods. Looks like it. Hon Hong flashes a twisted grin. It has been a minute, probably the others too. Ahura makes her entrance. Floating above her head are the cold bodies of her victims. Ahura locks eyes with Hoan Hoan. He just smiles back, totally unfazed and ready to go. Down below, Cang Yu is ready. Ska and Media speak. The Fox Girl and Cang Yu charge for the final showdown. Season 2 is finally here. Let's get into it. Medalist sits with a calm face and closed eyes. She is rewinding time, redesigning the massive clash between the MJ, Alter Ego, Kipega, and Lipo's authority guilds. Suddenly, Medalist snaps her eyes wide open. It is like she just discovered a secret that changes everything. She leans in and whispers, "I have adjusted the variables to find a specific timeline where we win." The girl in the maid outfit listens and just says, "Nice job." Then she reveals some news. Seo Cang Yu is currently fighting Canis and Gato. His master is still missing. The kid in the hat wonders if this is just a strategy to let them tire out. Medalist rubs her chin. She makes a final call. "We have to design a brand new timeline right now, one where our heroes lose the least amount of energy." I am rewinding the clock one more time. The guy nearby asks if Seo Cang Yu is winning his fight. She looks hesitant. Should we actually be worried? The scene shifts to Seo Cang Yu launching a heavy attack against his rival. Gato coughs up a mouthful of blood and screams in agony. He does not hesitate, throwing a powerful Chaos Spirit fist strike. She grinds her teeth together in frustration. Gato lets out a roar and starts swinging his arms like a madman. Seo Cang Yu sees that and suddenly flinches in surprise. He stares in disbelief. She is leaking a terrifying amount of dark energy, and her face shows nothing but pure hate. Kingston is sitting right on Canis. He smirks at the sight. "So that is it. Neither of you are actually humans. This is my first time seeing animals awaken skills like this." He reaches out and grabs the guy by his collar. "You are a dog, and you are a cat. That girl really brought some interesting toys today." Right then, Seo Cang Yu clenches his fist and lets fly his black light destruction punch. Gato looks terrified as she barely dodges it. She jumps away. He lowers his voice and growls, "You are getting pretty good at dodging my hits, are you not?" Seo Cang Yu spins around and levels his open palm right at the empty air. He is aiming for Gato and her immovable black thunder. In a flash, he pins her down inside a small, crushing black box. Kingston just grins and raises an eyebrow, trying to bury her in the shadows for a one-shot kill. Now that is smart. Suddenly, a sharp red light cuts through the darkness of the pitch-black night. Cracks start spiderwebbing across the surface of the box. Gato suddenly explodes out of the trap. Seo Cang Yu calmly charges straight ahead while he sits back and watches with a smirk. But cats are built to move freely in the dark. She moves like a ghost and slashes Seo Cang Yu with her sharp claws. The ground beneath his feet literally shatters from the insane force of the impact. Seo Cang Yu is fuming, teeth clenched in rage. Kingston just chuckles. "What? Is that actually making you angry?" That just makes him blow his top. The two stand face to face, and the shadow on his face slowly starts to fade away. Kingston narrows his eyes and admires how fast he got his cool back. He holds up a hand and warns him, "Seo Cang Yu, stop trying to grab that cat. You ever see a cat get caught easily? I did not think so. Just focus on her energy instead." During training, Kingston realized Seo Cang Yu had two major problems. One, his natural talent is so broken he never felt the need to actually train his physical body. He only focuses on releasing raw power, so he cannot feel the energy flowing inside him. And the second issue? Kingston looks up at the sky. "Cang Yu, what do you think of those you fight?" Without skipping a beat, Cang Yu snaps back, "They are all just bugs. I am going to crush them." He listens to the answer, closes his eyes, and just nods his head. "I see." Then he drops some wisdom. "From now on, stop seeing them as insects. Start treating your enemies like they are actual warriors." Cang Yu looks confused. "What are you talking about?" Kingston gets dead serious. "To master your energy, you have to respect your opponent. That is the only way you will level up faster." Cang Yu stares in shock. "Wait, you actually think like that while you are fighting?" "Of course. I have always tried to understand my opponents, respecting what deserves respect, and thinking about the struggle they faced to get this strong. Cang Yu is still totally clueless. Kingston just gives him a quick wink. Look, you do not have to like them, but at the very least, try to see where they are coming from. Back to the present, the brutal brawl between Seo Cang Yu and Gato is still heating up. He throws a punch, raising an eyebrow. Empathy? You want empathy? Meanwhile, she is just dancing around his strikes like a total pro. A bright moon hangs in the pitch-black sky as Seo Cang Yu lets his dark thoughts spiral out. How the hell am I supposed to understand trash like this? He grit his teeth in pure disgust. No matter how you slice it, these losers just need to die already. Right then, that creepy dark energy starts crawling across Seo Cang Yu's face again. Suddenly, he sees two girls clutching each other in total terror. The sight actually makes him freeze up for a second. Then a new memory hits two guys standing face to face. The blonde one is holding something mysterious in his hands. Seo Cang Yu cuts a sharp glance over to the side. On the TV, a reporter announces that the villain Tomoki just got the death penalty. Haps, sweating bullets and looking wrecked, just mumbles, "Take it." The blue-haired girl sighs sadly. Back when we were kids, Lily would always rush over to help whenever I fell, like she was the one hurting. How did things ever get this messed up? He stares blankly, looking at a massive, eerily quiet place that stretches out as far as the eye can see. Right in the middle, a girl is giving this epic speech while everyone else hangs on every word. You can practically smell the confidence radiating off her. Seo Cang Yu watches the scene, his eyes going wide with total shock. Flash forward to now. Red lightning crackles around his body while he stands perfectly still. Meanwhile, Gato goes full beast mode and charges him. Suddenly, her skin turns ghostly, pale, and weird purple circles start popping up all over her body. Seo Cang Yu is stunned. Gato looks ahead in utter disbelief as a massive explosion rocks the area. The sound is deafening, sending dirt and rocks flying everywhere. Gato realizes half her face is literally gone, and she completely loses her mind in panic. Kingston watches the carnage unfold, looking pretty impressed by the whole show. Gato Brain is screaming. One life just vanished. Come on, revive already. Why is it not working? But she looks at her body and freezes. In sheer agony, she explodes right in front of Seo Cang Yu, her face covered in blood. Gato glares in desperation, wondering why her resurrection powers are totally failing her. The old man claps and gives a wink. Congrats, Seo Cang Yu. You just leveled up big time. Those were some massive strides. From here on out, waves of red energy dance right before his eyes. Kingston looks at the kid and smiles, totally satisfied. I have got nothing left to teach you, kid. Seo Cang Yu stays cold as Gato screams in pain. She is losing it, wondering why she keeps dying over and over without coming back. Realizing she is toast, Gato decides to go for a suicidal final charge to take him with her. A blinding blue light flashes. Seo Cang Yu just stands his ground while she slams the earth, desperately trying to land a hit. After spamming her ultimate moves, Gato is left panting and completely drained. She glares, doing the math. That last attack took 3 of his lives, but now, I have only got 5 left. Seo Cang Yu stands there like an unshakable fortress. Gato feels a chill down her spine. He is just as terrifying as Kingston. Gato grit her teeth, fuming. What the hell is going on here? What kind of trick is he pulling? Suddenly, his deep voice cuts through. Kingston, let Canis go. That is enough for today. Kingston hears him and hops right off Canis. I hear you loud and clear. Then he barks out an order. Good. You heard the man. Now beat it. Canis shakes as he stands, eyes full of pure hatred. Seo Cang Yu speaks up. Before I end you both, I have got one thing to ask. Why are you throwing your lives away for that crazy lady? Gato hears this and absolutely loses it. Did you just call her crazy? Canis, sweating bullets, tries to chill her out. Relax, Gato. Then he asks cautiously, why do you even care about that? He replies coldly, just call it a change of perspective. Canis hears this and grinds his teeth in frustration. They were born with power but trapped in beastman bodies. Because of how they looked, their own kind kicked them to the curb. Then humans snatched them up, putting them through endless biological experiments and straight-up brutal torture. Their savior was Shinkai. Watching them go wild, she just whispered, "So that is how it is." Turns out there are other lab rats here besides me. She looks them over with a smirk. "You guys still have plenty of fire in your eyes." Noticing they are on edge, Shinkai tries to calm them down. "Do not be scared. I am nothing like those human monsters." Then, she opens her arms wide with a smug look on her face. "Listen up, you are the peak of evolution, not just some lab rats born to serve those bottom-tier losers." Then she smirks and says, "Let's get out of here and flip this messed-up world on its head together." Canis and Gato were totally floored hearing that. Back in the present, he narrows his eyes and finally speaks up. "We were reborn that day because of Shinka." Seo Cang Yu mumbles, "I see how it is," then Canis cuts in. "Hey, we have got a question for you too." He is genuinely confused. "If you have got that kind of power, why the hell haven't you joined our crew yet?" The old Seo Cang Yu would have absolutely lost his mind after hearing that garbage from Canis. But the Seo Cang Yu standing here now is dead calm. He keeps his voice steady and starts breaking it down. First off, having powers isn't some genetic thing passed down through your bloodline. Just because you only let powered people live doesn't mean every single baby they have will be born special. Powerless kids could still be born. What then? You gonna call them mutants too and wipe them out just like that? Exactly like how people used to treat you like trash just for being different? If you hate on others just for being normal, you are literally dealing out the same pain you had to suffer through. If you try to justify that kind of hate, you are basically defending the same people who tortured you. It makes zero sense. And finally, because of the mess you caused, someone very important to me had to pay with their life. Canis scowls after hearing that. To him, it was unavoidable, just a necessary sacrifice to build a much better world for everyone. But Seo Cang Yu shuts him down instantly. If you really think like that, then everything you went through was just a sacrifice for someone else's goals, right? Both of them go dead silent. Kingston watches from the sidelines, thinking, "Man, the kid has got some serious composure these days." That is it. Exactly like that. Seo Cang Yu, you better remember this well. Anger is just an emotion that messes up your energy flow. He narrows his eyes, still worried if the kid can stay cool when he finally faces that brat. A figure flashes through his mind, and the look on his face is still chilling enough to give anyone the creeps. Then Seo Cang Yu growls, "Well, did that finally answer your question or what?" Canis raises an eyebrow. "I will admit it is a bit hypocritical, but this whole world is a mess of contradictions anyway. We are sticking with Shinka." After hearing their choice, he just pulls his hat down over his eyes. "I see how it is then." And then Seo Cang Yu declares, "Fine, time to start the execution then." His voice drops to a whisper. "Gato, find an opening and bolt. You have got to stay alive for Shinka's sake." But before Canis can move, Seo Cang Yu nails him with a massive punch. He spits out a mouthful of bright red blood, but the hero still looks hungry for more. Next, Seo Cang Yu just unloads a non-stop barrage of punches on him. Gato sees his partner getting wrecked and rushes in to help. Meanwhile, Canis is barely hanging on against those heavy hits. Kingston's jaw drops as he watches the whole thing go down, looking totally impressed. He stares at the incredible scene, thinking to himself, "Damn, the power this kid has is actually insane." Seo Cang Yu, if it is you, maybe you can actually give me that same rush I felt in our last fight. Meanwhile, an old ruined building stands tall under the night sky. A watch on someone's wrist shows it is already past 2 a.m. Authority is dealing with some weird phenomenon while Maladiti just crouches there looking like she is about to lose it. "Hey, former chairman, aren't you going to fight? You have been glued to that watch this whole time. What the hell are you doing?" He keeps staring at the watch and sneers, "Just wait a second, you piece of trash. And call me the future chairman. She is totally lost. We are about to die here, so why the hell are you talking about the future?" Authority glares and snaps. "Shut up." He is busy counting in his head. How many times has he rewound time now? 30? Add this one to the count. Maladiti puffs out her cheeks, annoyed by his cold attitude. "What gives? I am literally standing right in front of you. Can you not? Suddenly, authority's eyes widen. He thinks, wow, look at this. Things are getting spicy. She gets restless. Ex-chairman, I mean, future chairman, mind if I attack first? He shoots back instantly. Sure, go nuts. I mean, your first move is always going to be some kind of curse, isn't it? Maladiti freezes in her tracks. Then she glares at him and demands to know the truth. How do you know that? Authority just tilts his head with a smirk. I just knew. That is why I am the next chairman. Right now, all you can see is Authority with his eyes absolutely glued to his wristwatch. Maladiti narrowed her eyes, staring straight into the void ahead. Maladiti is a twisted creator who sacrifices human lives to craft lethal summons and one-time magic totems. In the dark arts, this brutal deal is known as the Capacocha contract. She claims she is the sun god prophet, farming power by sacrificing her own followers, but Lausa eventually shut that down, throwing her into the Lucillus Prison. Once Lao X took over as president of the association, using a squad of elite psychics to scan everyone, every prisoner's past and powers were ripped apart and analyzed. She knows her secrets are out. Right now, she is just playing it cool while thinking to herself, fine, I can handle the fact that he knows my abilities, but how does this old man know exactly how I am going to strike right now? Maladiti stares him down, realizing he is a real threat. Time to go hard from the jump. Suddenly, massive waves of energy surge around her body as she starts crafting a new totem. The second she stops talking, a wooden bird snaps into existence out of thin air. Then, a whole mess of other creepy things start crawling up from the dirt. He watches this with wide eyes as more twisted objects surround her. It is like a nightmare collection coming to life. She glares at him, voice dropping low as she begins the curse. These bizarre sounds start coming out of her mouth. It sounds like some ancient, forgotten spell or something. Authority does not even flinch, just stands there watching her. She instantly gives the order to manifest. A blazing sun symbol appears right in front of them. All those creepy objects around her soak up the light and start glowing like crazy. The sun god, blinding rays explode out from that sun-shaped freak of nature. Maladiti's eye starts bleeding, but she keeps it wide open and screams at the top of her lungs. Inti tata, the solar light coming from that thing just keeps getting stronger and stronger. Authority is so stunned he cannot even look away from the chaos. 1 second, the whole place is pitch black. The next, it is brighter than high noon. That sun symbol is blasting light so hard it covers the entire city like a nuke, and the raw power behind it is unstoppable. The ground is literally turning into boiling lava. Maladiti is gasping for air, totally drained from using that much juice. Sweating bullets and gritting her teeth, she thinks to herself, I gave it everything I had. If this blast does not finish him right now, then nothing will. She forces her eyes open, only to see Authority face down on the ground after that world-ending attack. His body is covered in nasty burns as he curls up on the scorching hot pavement. Maladiti cannot believe her own eyes. Meanwhile, Medalus is watching the whole scene go down through a screen, totally panicking and starting to stutter. What? What is going on? The maid asks nervously, what happened to Chairman Han? She seems totally unsure how to explain this mess. Then Medalus drops the bomb while dripping with sweat. Authority is dead. Everyone hears the news and their jaws just hit the floor. The kid in the hat jumps up and yells, wait, are you serious? The signal just went dead. Medalus stares at her device, freaking out. What just happened? I was supposed to have every single version of the future locked down. Did the timeline actually shift? This has literally never happened before. The guy next to her is sweating, suggesting they just rewind time right now and figure it out later. She nods and says, got it. Then Medalus shuts her eyes tight as a million thoughts start racing through her head. What the hell is going on here? A whole chain of chaotic events starts flashing through her mind. Right then, his expression shifts. Authority is looking up with this totally shocked face, like he cannot believe what he is seeing. Suddenly, Mad yells out, hey, former president, you gonna fight or what? You have been staring at your watch this whole time. What gives? He looks at the person in front of him and blurted out, I knew it. I was right all along. Out of nowhere, Authority starts getting these massive hits of deja vu, like he has lived this 1,000 times. These glowing blue phantoms start rushing directly toward him. He watches the chaos and wonders, is this actually happening because I am also a high-tier user who can manipulate time? But they are just broken fragments. He cannot see the full picture yet. Still, those intense moments are burned into his brain. There has to be a way to use this to my advantage. There has to be. So, Authority makes a wild choice. He decides to experience death, the most extreme moment any human can go through. When he snaps back to the original timeline, he thinks with a smirk, wow, so this is what seeing the future feels like. This move is seriously overpowered. Medalist has not reached out at all, which probably means she is totally losing her mind right now. The timeline is not following the script she wrote. This whole fight between Authority and Maladiti was supposed to be a setup by Metis. In the beginning, Authority was totally dominating, but after Maladiti brings out the god Inti, Authority ends up taking way longer than he planned to secure the win. Still, she sounds a bit nervous as she speaks up. Former President, I am going first. Authority hears this and his eyes nearly pop out of his head. Then she makes her move to show her authority. But he already sees the future. He kicks his speed up 8 times over, and he is done wasting any more time. Mad watches this go down with her eyes popping out in disbelief. He glances back and snaps, I already know every single move you are going to make. By matching his speed to her moves, Medality gets absolutely wrecked. It is like an invisible fist is pummeling her, and blood starts spraying from her nose. And then, she is just gone blown into literal pieces without a trace left. Authority just shrugs, noting that the impact is way more effective now. After crushing Madaliti, he brags, man, I am absolutely loving this feeling. Yutori stands there with open arms, letting the fresh blood rain down on him with a twisted smile. This is amazing. My brain cells are basically doing a victory lap right now. President of the association? No way. With this kind of power, I can aim for something even bigger than that. He starts carving out the exact future he has been craving for himself. Authority checks the watch ticking on his wrist and starts talking to himself. Let us see. I should be getting a phone call any second now. In the timeline that Brat set up, this fight is probably already a wrap by now. Right on cue, a super worried voice comes through from the other end. Authority, did anything weird happen? He hears her and thinks to himself, yep, that is exactly what I expected. She swapped the question, but that is not how it went originally. I will just answer her anyway, and then she will probably just rewind time again. Then Authority asks, something weird? What are you talking about? Medalist is sweating bullets as she replies, nothing. I am just seeing things. Then she asks, Han, Authority, you are not hurt, right? Authority looks at Medality slumped on the ground and plays it cool. That woman had a nasty trick up her sleeve, but I am fine. He raises an eyebrow and asks, but I have wasted enough time. Where to next? Medalist immediately gives him his orders. I am going to jump ahead in the timeline and send you to back up the heroes who need help. Authority just nods and says, got it, I will wait. She softly replies, thanks a lot. After hanging up, Authority looks at the corpse on the ground and chuckles. Did she seriously just ask if anything weird happened? Oh, plenty of things happened. But you really think I am going to tell you? Not a chance, you arrogant brat. He brags to himself. From now on, the future is on my side. I am going to milk your power dry. Medalist only sees blood dripping onto the cold floor. Seo Cang Yu has used his power to lock down both Canis and Gato. Then Seo Cang Yu sneers, hey, you stray cats and dogs. He glares at them. Where is your little master hiding? Spill it and I will let you go without any more pain. Canis, covered in blood, just scowls. Pain? I am used to pain. I had more than enough of it back in that laboratory. Seo Cang Yu looks at him with a look of doubt. Really? He says it like it is nothing. But your little partner over there looks like she is struggling. Gato is crying her eyes out, and her face is twisted in total, pure terror. Canis grinds his teeth and calls out her name. She tries to stay calm and says, do not worry, Canis. No matter how bad it gets, I am not saying a word. You know that, right? Canis glares and clenches his jaw while Gato promises, I know how to keep my mouth shut. Back in the day, a guy with a stun baton yells at Subject 26, asking where Subject 27 ran off to. Gato is shaking and says, No, I do not know. He shoves the baton into her and screams, tell me now. But Gato stays stubborn, saying she has no clue. Canis watches the scene from above, tears rolling down his face. Even though she is being tortured, she just keeps denying it. I do not know anything. He is crying and snotting everywhere, teeth clenched tight. Suddenly, the ceiling vent crashes down, making everyone spin around to see what just happened. A loud voice booms out. We found the runaway subject. Get over here and take control of it right now. Gato hears that and slowly closes her eyes. In the quiet room, she whispers his name, Canis. Gato looks at her friend tied up in front of her. Why did you come back? Canis just says, I could not leave you. She bows her head, tears streaming down. If only someone would come and get us both out of here. Whoever they are, I would serve them for the rest of my life. He hears this and his eyes go wide. Then they both freeze at what they see. Sinka is standing there with a smirk, reaching out to the two outcasts. They step through the gateway and their jaws hit the floor in total shock. A glowing golden sunset stretches out before them. It is a view neither of them had ever seen before. From behind them, Sinka speaks softly, From this moment on, I am going to be your master. Just stay by my side for the rest of your lives and help me ease this crushing loneliness. Back to now, Canis glares and snaps. Sinka was my very first master. A loyal dog never stabs its owner in the back. Seo Cang Yu glares, totally losing his cool. Well then, goodbye. Suddenly, he starts screaming at the top of his lungs. Cang Yu watches in shock as Canis's biceps swell to a massive size. He glares and lets out a final roar. Gato, run, get out of here right now. Gato is shaking with fear as a dark energy starts pouring off her body. At the last second, Seo Cang Yu switches targets and slams a heavy punch right into her gut. Dark light destruction fist. Gato takes the hit and immediately coughs up a spray of blood. Even Cang Yu is shocked by the impact. At that same moment, beside them, Canis snaps his jaws like he is gonna eat Cang Yu alive. But Cang Yu reacts fast and plants a heavy kick right in his face. Canis glares with pure rage and bites down hard on Cang Yu's foot. Seeing this, Cang Yu thrusts his hand forward and unleashes his lethal dark soul-severing skill. The attack sends him flying backward. Gato watches the whole thing in horror and lets out a scream. Canis is at his limit, but he manages to speak. Gato, stay back. If you die too, our master will be all alone. Please, just take good care of our master. Hearing those final words, Gato suddenly goes completely silent. Gato gathers all her courage, spins around, and bolts for it. Cang Yu sees his prey escaping and gets ready to chase her down, but a broken Canis uses every bit of his remaining strength to grab his leg. Cang Yu just looks down coldly. Imagine someone trying this hard to protect the people they actually care about. How can you feel zero guilt while you steal someone precious from someone else? You have seriously ticked me off this time. He glares straight down at the man beneath him. Die. A massive explosion leaves the place in ruins. Canis lies on the cold ground, his body riddled with holes. He is completely dead now, not a spark of life left. Cang Yu just keeps staring down at Canis's cold, lifeless body. Right then, Kingston walks up, looking pretty satisfied with the result. Looks like one of them actually managed to get away. Well, good job anyway. He lets out a little smirk. You know, people with that whole determination to protect others are always a huge pain to deal with. Then Kingston puts a hand on his shoulder. That is enough for now. Just make sure you kill that cat next time. Alright, so who are we fighting next? Have you picked out a target yet? Cang Yu looks over at the next opponent and sees tears hitting the ground. Sin Kai's face is a total mess, crying her eyes out while clenching her teeth. One guy sees her and asks, "Why are you crying?" The dude next to him cannot hide his curiosity either. Did you go crazy from being stuck inside too long? She just opens her eyes wide and looks back over her shoulder. Canis, just wait a bit. The prep work is almost done. I promise I will create that world you always wanted to see. Meanwhile, Lepus reaches out to cast a magic circle. On the other side, West is busy using his shield to block all those hits. Then he starts mocking her. Hey, is that all you got, rabbit? Beckon is terrified, telling himself to just ignore East-West for a second. Her ability is seriously such a pain. He stammers while shaking. I am so scared. This is way too scary. Lip launches an attack, wondering what the hell Matey is thinking. Why would she even make me fight these little brats anyway? At the same time, Metis looks down. In the case of Authority, it seems like the plan is going exactly as we predicted. The kid in the hat next to her looks pretty worried. But did Authority really actually die once before? A man who even made it all the way to association president back in that era? The guy across from her speaks up. Maybe he was just too old. She says, this never happened before, so who knows when the variable showed up. He gives them his best guess. Is it possible that using such a massive amount of power could warp the future a bit? She seems to agree with that. Massive powers can definitely mess with the timeline. That makes sense. Next, Medalist suggests we need to keep a close eye on Lipos. He turns around in surprise and asks, is not Lipos the type of person who never kills and always controls her power? The other man is confused. Would it not be better to focus on Cang Yu instead? Medalist understands their worry and explains. It looks like Cang Yu is holding back his true power even more than he did during the whole prison battle. He must be planning for his big fight against Seung Hoan. Then she says firmly, just focus on the result of Lipos's fight for now. Things are about to get really interesting. Lepus glares and wonders to herself, how on earth am I supposed to keep these two under control safely? West defends himself while shouting insults. Keep on trying, you stupid little rabbit. Penyu cries as tears roll down his face, muttering that he is scared. He is in total despair. Medalist says quietly, she is about to kill someone for the first time. Lepus taps the seal as her magic circle glows, ready to summon. She shouts her command, calling forth the binding puppets. Suddenly, a swarm of plush bunnies bursts into the air, surrounding the area with a chorus of creepy, echoing voices. I love you. I love you. Across from her, Seung Hoan focuses his energy, raising a solid shield to block the relentless assault from that weird army of bunnies. Seeing this, West loses it, screaming in total rage. Hey, you bunny freak! Are you seriously playing games with me right now? Think you can take me down with this trash? Get serious. Truth is, Lipus is not looking to kill. She is a pacifist at heart, which makes her attacks pretty much harmless. But more importantly, it is all about Peniel. He is a special class Pekin, the boy who summons death. If one thing sets him apart from everyone else, it is his dark secret. Some kid spots a rotting rat on the ground and starts trash-talking. Gross, it is a dead rat. His friend asks, should we bury the thing or what? The kid shakes his head. Forget it, that is nasty. But while they are joking, Peniel is standing there with pure terror in his eyes. His friends get worried and ask him, Han, what is the matter? Before they can finish, Peniel starts puking his guts out. His friend screams, whoa, Peniel is throwing up. That is so disgusting. This kid is straight up obsessed with the fear of dying. The moment his powers finally woke up was at his grandmother's funeral. Peniel stood with his parents, watching his grandma being cremated. The funeral director spoke up to deliver the final words of the service. The family has confirmed. We will proceed with the cremation process immediately. The coffin slides slowly into the furnace, where it is instantly swallowed by a wall of roaring orange flames. Later, her ashes are placed into a ceramic urn with her name carved on it. Peniel just stands there, looking completely wrecked and anxious. He cannot stop staring at that urn. It is like he just cannot process the reality of what just happened. Cold sweat drips down his face as he bites his lip, trying to hold it together. Inside, the ceiling fan spins slowly. His parents are chilling on the sofa when his mom suddenly asks, honey, do you think Peniel is doing okay? His dad sighs and replies, he is dealing with death at such a young age. He is in 8th grade now, so he is not exactly a little kid anymore, right? But inside his room, Peniel is a total mess, shivering and making these desperate, shaky noises. I am so scared. My grandma, she was always so kind and gentle to me. I cannot believe she is just gone, stuffed into that tiny little jar. He looks like a ghost, whispering to himself, "Is that what happens to me when I die?" Pennell cries. His face is like a frozen statue, tears streaming down in a tragic mess as he repeats, "So scared." Late that night, Pennell calls out to his parents. They are totally confused by what they see. A creepy, dark blue mist is starting to swirl all around the poor kid. He panics, asking what is happening. His mom does not hesitate, rushing over to help him. "Peniel, what is wrong?" But as soon as they get close, that toxic gas completely swallows both of them up. Peniel's eyes go wide as he screams for his parents. They are slumped on the floor, totally lifeless, with the heavy smell of blood filling the entire room. Peniel is shaking, paralyzed with fear. He just stands there, having no idea how to handle the horror. Losing his parents makes his powers spiral out of control. Before long, every single person in the city is dead because of him. Then HP showed up and put an end to this nightmare. His power releases a deadly gas from his mouth whenever he is touched while feeling absolute, soul-crushing terror. After being locked up, Peniel got intense therapy. Back in the present, Lepus is using her magic while yelling at him. "Peniel, get out of there right now and hide behind me." Behind the shield, West asks, "Did they force you into Alpha World? There is no way a coward like you would join a scary plan like this willingly." Peniel is freaking out, clutching his head. He sobs, admitting that he only tagged along because he had nowhere else to go. Then he snaps back, "SK, West, and the others were actually nice to me. I cannot just betray them like that." Lepus is still trying to talk him around. "Of course they were nice. They just did not want your powers exploding on them. Just join us already." He trembles, sharing his fear. "But if I get caught, they will just sentence me to death anyway. I am too scared to die." She tries to keep arguing, but Peniel cuts her off right then and there. "Plus, my mom said not to follow strangers." "You are a total weirdo." Lepus screams back, "I am not a weirdo." West chimes in next. "You have got some nerve saying that while wearing that ridiculous outfit, lady." She summons her power again, shouting, "I just really love bunnies. Okay?" West grinds his teeth, muttering that this woman only uses useless magic. The power Wet is dying to snatch from Lepus is obviously meteor summoning.